Hey, hello out there. This is your friend Carlos. How are you? Hope everybody's having a good Thursday night. You know, just chilling here and let's talk about anything you guys want. You want to put the link right now? Hey, what's up, White Tupac? How are you, man? Hey, Honey Punch, how are you? Let me pin the link right now. Okay, let's see. Gotta go to YouTube and put the link. I'm doing great. I'm doing great, Honey Bunch. Just decided to go live. Yeah. Well, yeah, let's see. Everybody's crazy about the a lot of channels, they cannot stop talking about the summer wealth, incident. That's them, not me. But what can I say? I feel sorry for the family of that little girl and hope they find peace. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, there's people that they've been accused uh, they're making money out of it, and man, oh, him a scammer? Nah, no way. No, no, I don't think so. Scammer. Well, there's a lot of scammers here on YouTube. No, I don't think he's a scammer. Sleeper. Oh yeah. Well, you know. Well, some of them don't even sleep. I mean, Well, you're gonna find scammers everywhere. That's true. Yeah. I've been watching these videos lately here online. There's this guy who's lies about sleeping. These videos. This guy from my hometown of Tijuana, and he drives all over town, showing the streets, places that I've never seen in my life, and places that that I grew up, i- that I grew up, that I lived as a child. Oh man, this guy's awesome. He goes shh, and so he drives in his car, and sometimes he's all alone, and is riding his bike. You can hear him saying, "Oh my God, I'm sweating. Oh damn, that like that." But, man, those sacrifices. This guy does down in Tijuana. He's a really cool guy. You know, drives all over and telling about the people, about the city, the streets, everything. Man. Oh yeah. You trolling Tupac? Yeah. I mean, a lot of that. Yeah, always. Every time he goes live. This guy. I won't mention his name, but okay. I was just kidding. Mm. This guy, when he goes live, well, he doesn't go live actually. He just records and then he puts his videos. Oh, I wonder who is that? Well, Tupac. When he's mad, huh? Oh, oh no, I don't know. Huh. I think I know. I think I know who he is. I think. Oh, Wicking plants? No, not yet. I don't know, but I sure would like to go out. Maybe catch a movie or I don't know, not yet, but I see what comes up. Sleep scam. Yeah, I wish I could. Yeah, yeah. I want to go to one of those car shows. I haven't been to one since since this pandemic started. Yeah, hey, how much in? So oh, me? Well, I have an SUV. It's uh Ford 2013. We got a nice beach here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, cars. Yeah, there's a lot of car shows around here. Some are vintage, some are trucks and well, then in San Diego they have this one where they have all these new model cars, from yeah, that's weird. Yeah, true. Yeah, that's true. Let's see if I tell another. Let's check my messages here. Hmm. Hmm. What? Uh, well, you always want to get a good car that has good gas mileage, and you won't go to the uh you won't take it to the shop as much as sometimes you might get buy a brand new and the next car. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, and the yeah, that's the kind of car you want to get. That good gas mileage and a car that keeps you away from the taking it to taking it to a repair shop and I heard of people that buy brand new cars, and the next week later they're in the shop, they're in the repair shop. My God. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Just checking something up here. Okay. 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 Oh, here we go. I guess not. Whoa, yo! You speaking of gas? There was a here in California, some gas station manager had his put on his gas station that he was selling 69 cents a gallon, and and word got out. Man, the place was packed, and and this boss, the owner, fired him. Well, well, well. The only guy I can call. Well, I don't do that much. Drag people in public. Maybe in private I will, but no, no, no. In private, I don't. Yeah, there's people I don't like. Maybe like on Hangouts, place like that, talk like that, people like that, but now not like Abe or something when he talks, man. Like Abe says a lot of stuff, that I would never say in a million years. I mean, what is that? You like pineapple? Oh yes, I like pineapple pizza. It's not my favorite pizza, but I like pineapple pizza. Yeah, I like that. It's not one of my favorites, but I that I like it. Back in the day, Pizza Hut. They didn't have pineapple pizza, but they had the old pan pizza. Oh, that was so good, pizza. Oh god, that was the supreme. Oh, okay, pineapple. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, yes, you're in the East Coast. That's right. Yeah, it's nearly midnight where you are, I guess. Yeah, here's 20 till 9. Oh yeah, I like breadsticks too. Yes, KFC coleslaw. That's good too. Yeah, yes. Oh yes. KFC coleslaw and oh, okay, Upper Midwest. Okay, okay. So you're Central Time. Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. Man. Yeah. I'm in Pacific Time. It's 8:41 here, and yours will be 10:41. Yeah. Most people that I know here in all these communities I'm in are mostly from the Midwest or the East Coast. Very few from California. I mean, here from the West Coast. Well, yeah, I live in Southern California, in San Diego County. I live north of San Diego. Actually, I live in San Diego County, but I live in north of San Diego, about about a half an hour away, going towards Los Angeles. I'm about 35 miles north of San Diego. Yeah, I live in a military town. It's called Oceanside. It's it has Camp Pendleton right next to it, largest Marine Corps base in the country. Yeah, it's where I live. Oh yeah, yeah. I live about a mile away from the beach. A mile away. Oh, okay. So you live like on a farm. Okay, by a farm. Okay. Well, that's good. Were you raised in a farm? Oh, cows. Okay. Yep. Yep. Yeah, it's good pizza. Pineapple pizza. Yes. Well, they call it Hawaiian pizza. They call it. At one time, McDonald's, a long time ago, they even tried to get a pineapple burger. I think that was like in the late '60s, early '70s. But burger didn't work out. Oh, cool. Are you in you in Canada? Okay, cool. Yeah. Thanks, Evernorth. Yeah. Peanut butter on my burgers. Oh, yeah. That's how they. Well, yeah. Remember when Burger King had that what you call that burger or oh, okay. Hey, hello, Wiki. How are you? Thanks for dropping by. Oh, cool, Winky. Oh, well, congratulations on your new place. Okay, and good luck. Hi, Dory. How are you? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, nothing but just relaxing here. Just the burgers with peanut butter. Oh man, I don't know about that. Oh, sure, sure. The link is up there. Yeah, the link is pinned if you want to come up. Yeah, sure. Oh, aliens. Oh, okay. Well, okay, sure. Aliens. Well, aliens. Okay. Well, let's see. Well, let me tell you a story. This is kind of funny. There's this guy who used to be a friend of mine a while back. He was he was kind of a weirdo. He My friends who used to live with him, he would tell me that he would wake up early, late at night, and he would yell and say, "Oh man, aliens are coming! Aliens are coming!" This guy was a heavy conspiracy buff. He would get mad. He would talk about the government and get mad and say stuff. Oh man, the government's is i- is covering everything up and all that stuff. Why can't they do it like that? This guy was actually serious. I think what? Yes, yeah. There's people like that. Yeah, yeah. I remember a cousin of mine a few years back. He met these people. He met a family or something, and he gave him a job. I don't know, doing working on his house or something. And one of them was saying to them that he had friends who are aliens. Man. Oh, and also that my brother, he had a let's see, this guy, my brother opened his business. This was about like 12, 13 years ago. And this carpenter was working on the place that he said right after he finished the job, said, "All right, man, nice working with you, and I gotta go now. And my next thing is I'm gonna go on an expedition and go look for Sasquatch, Bigfoot." Well, a couple years ago, no, this was like 30 years back. I remember there was a show on out of Las Vegas. Okay, here we go. Hey, hello, Dory.
Hey,
How are
I'm a
you?
little bit out of breath.
Okay, yeah, okay. How are
Running
you?
to get my coffee and running back. I wasn't
Ah, that's good.
expecting to go on panel tonight, but I thought, why not?
Oh, okay. Thanks for coming. Yeah, me too. I wasn't expected to go live, but I went live. I mean, it was. I decided. I mean, there were a lot of people going live and that, and there were no, and everybody was. I don't know. I didn't look fit there, so I just did. I said, "Well, I'll go live."
Yeah, it was a bit there, I thought. You know, Mandy's up there talking about the same stuff,
Oh yeah,
because
man.
all those girls, their feelings get so hurt all the time.
Oh, you
You
mean
know,
the
Mandy's pretty tough, but all of her friends, they're like a bunch of crybabies.
yeah, well, yeah, cool. Mandy, yeah, I heard about not
Mandy
Mandolin,
C.
Mandy.
Mandy
Ma-
C.
yeah, Mandy. Yeah,
The
yeah.
one
Oh, yeah.
Andy likes. Andy just loves Mandy C.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. She's live to the. Yes, I saw her. Yeah.
But she's okay. But she does, she tends to focus on one subject, and
Uh,
a lot of channels are like that. So I was. Did you did you ever listen to
who?
Chasing? I think
Chase.
she used to be called Chasing Truth.
No, no, not gonna. Not that I have. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, she started her channel to be a true crime channel,
Uh huh.
and I see a lot of people like this that are like really have like nice personalities, and people like to listen and talk to them. Make
Hmm.
this mistake, and they do it over and over again. They go live, but they expect to stay out of drama, and that's just impossible. It doesn't happen if you have 600 people in your chat
Yeah.
listening. You're going to get drama if you're live.
Exactly. Well, yeah, exactly.
I
Exactly.
mean, if you're
600
just
people.
posting videos, you're probably fine.
Yeah.
Like people like Lord and Art, he posts videos, and he's got a lot of videos, and that now he goes live about once a month to play.
Mm-hmm.
He'll read a script, and then he'll play a game with the group, and
Hmm.
that's it, right? That's his whole life. He like
Oh.
really knows how to stay out of the drama, but he only goes live to keep his channel going because he doesn't really post much anymore. You see what I'm saying? He doesn't make a lot of videos anymore, but the
Oh.
videos he made are still videos people are going to look at. Do you see
Oh.
what
Okay.
because they're uploads, they're not lives.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So
Oh yeah. Yes.
he'll still get clicks on those videos when people
Oh
want
yes.
to look up a
Yeah.
case, they'll look him up. They're not going to look up a channel that says they're true crime, but when you look at their channel, there's 600 lives. They're not going to pick through all those live streams listening to opinions,
Oh yeah. It's true. Yeah,
right?
that's true.
I'm
Right.
just
Yeah.
here trying to help people. I don't know. I don't
Oh
know how
yeah.
these people miss it. They miss it.
Yeah.
Now, so if you're going to be true crime, you have to either go live on a separate channel or be both, because that's what you are. If you're a true crime
Mm.
channel, you're gonna get the drama. There's no avoiding it.
No, no, I don't. I like. I read. About crime, but I don't think I'll do a good true crime channel. No, I don't think so.
Oh, that I think that's like if you like live chats and like
Yeah.
to interact with your guests and things, true crime is like the worst choice.
Oh, I seen them those lives. Oh my god.
I know, but like you're better off talking about a TV show you watch than.
Oh, this is what we do here. We watch. I talk about TV shows, movies, and music, arts, books. Well, I also tell once in a while. I will tell a couple of ghost stories, and that's what I do here. Yes, we.
That's good. Yeah. So you're
Yes,
like
we don't.
the male version of Carla,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
right? I like
yeah,
that. That's cool.
yeah, exactly. She comes here too, once in
Oh,
a
she
while.
does.
Yeah, to the
Yeah,
chat.
she
Yeah,
does the same, but in the daytime, in the morning, I guess. But she's so early for me. I'm
yeah.
on the West Coast, and I mean,
Oh, me too.
she starts at 5:45 in the morning. I'm like, and it does an hour, and I'm like, oh well,
Yeah,
nope, not doing that.
no, me
I
too.
did it for a while when I was under a lot of stress, and I
Yeah,
needed a distraction. But yeah, she's way too early for me.
yeah, yeah, true. And some of them go way too late. Some other streamers. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which is great if you can't sleep or something, then you see, oh, somebody's live. Okay,
Yeah,
because if I can't sleep at night, I don't want to watch Netflix.
yeah.
Netflix is for before bed, not during bed.
Now, for me, Netflix is yeah. For me, it's also before bed. For me, Netflix is about it's in the afternoon usually.
Right.
The afternoon, like in the stuff I want to watch. I watch Netflix, Hulu, or other streaming services. I watch. Which one called Tubi TV has a lot of movies there. I like to
TV
watch it.
does, yeah.
Yeah,
And Paramount Plus,
yeah, Paramount too. Yes, yeah.
and there's Peacock.
Peacock. Yeah, I watch Peacock. Yeah,
And like these ones, they might have, like, they're free for the most part, but
yeah.
uh, you can buy premium to get more
Oh
programming
yeah,
and stuff. But I don't do that. I
no.
just look at whatever they have for free.
Yeah, the commercials they have there. Yeah, like for example, you have Voodoo.com, which is owned by Walmart. They have movies there and
It's
TV
owned by
shows there.
Walmart.
Yeah, it's
I didn't know that.
Voodoo.com. Yeah, they bought it, and that's why well, they used to be a premium service, like when they came up, just like Netflix
I used to
and
have it
Walt.
years ago when Hulu was free. Yeah, I used to watch Hulu,
Yeah. Oh yeah,
but
me too. Hulu too. I used to watch it when it was free. I remember a long time
that
ago.
was a
Yeah,
long time ago.
yeah, yeah. Hulu's not free no more, but Hulu used to be free. And there was another one called oh my God, there was this one, but this one was sort of like a pirate stream. It was called Stage View. You can watch almost anything you want there, but you got to watch out because you could catch a virus going to that stream. This was about
Oh,
8 years
really?
ago. Yeah.
Hey, check out Honey Bunch. She
Oh,
says
hey,
this sun is lame. I'm gonna change it already. What does that mean? Is it too hot or something where she is?
oh yeah. Well, I guess so. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So if you're watching the Brady Bunch on Hulu, is that free or do you have to join Hulu?
No, you got to join Hulu.
Yeah, see, I only join stuff that my friends have, and they like give me their password.
Oh, you can go to like Pluto. You can watch some TV series. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's Pluto too.
Yeah,
And
Pluto too.
there was a few streaming channels that it was called Watch Series USA, and I could
Hmm.
literally watch anything on
Oh,
that. And you just click on a link and it'll take you to the stream. But I think a lot of those people running those things got arrested, stuff like that.
oh. Mm. I
Because
heard
it
about
really was
something like
free.
that.
It was really free, and there were no ads. Well, I think there were ads, but they were like porn. So
Oh,
if you put ad blocker on your computer, you could watch it without the ads
oh, okay. Yeah, I heard. I
because
think I.
the porn would
Yeah.
be like on the page. You'd see like a half naked girl on the side of the page. But if you
Hmm.
put ad blocker on, you wouldn't see the ads. You see what I mean?
Yeah. Hmm.
So,
Yeah, I think I heard about those on the news that that they got arrested for dude. Yeah, there was a
well, that was a while ago. That was
mm,
Pirate Bay. The guy who
mm,
he was in Sweden. He ran the Pirate Bay. And
mhm.
look, I watched. I swear, I'm the worst. I just like do whatever. I watched everything you can imagine on the Pirate Bay. I was watching, the complete series of Lost, the complete series of what was it? What was that show?
What show?
Um, the Italian Family.
Mm. Italian Family show. Oh, The Sopranos.
I watched the whole thing. I like binge watched all these shows on the Pirate Bay. I watched Uh, the teacher that was making meth.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All those shows I watched on Pirate Bay, and then that guy went to prison. But I got a lot of free content from him before he had to go to jail. Thank you very much, the guy who went to jail for me.
Yeah,
But I used to get my cable. They would cut me off,
yeah.
and I'd get my son on the phone, and he'd say, "My mom only watches television shows from Australia and England. How are they a copyright? Are they really going to take my mother to prison? And you don't want her to have cable?" You'd have a big argument with the
Yeah,
cable company, and then they give me back my cable.
yeah.
Like he would talk about me like I was this little old lady that never harmed a fly. Somebody must be stealing from her Wi-Fi
Yeah,
and downloading these television shows you say she's watching.
yeah,
Oh my gosh, we were such liars just to get our way. 'Cause I felt like that was my major crime. Now take me to jail, Carlos.
yeah.
Take me to jail. I want some prison food. I want some ramen. Tired of this. Tired of these potatoes I have to eat here in the real world. I want
Yeah,
some ramen.
yeah. We're watching a lot of. Yeah, I remember one time back in the day. I mean, you bought a satellite and you could watch everything for free, and there's no problem.
Look,
Legal.
I have a satellite.
Oh
Look
yeah,
at it.
that's your avatar. Yeah, I know it. Yeah,
That's on my house.
yeah. Oh, cool.
But I'm selling this house and I'm leaving. I'm leaving Las Vegas
Okay.
because my kids want me to be close to them.
So your kids are in the same state or different?
No, this is the issue. You have no idea, Carlos. I spent the last month feeling like I need to pull my hair out listening to my
Mhm.
kids because one's in Orange County, California,
Okay, not too far from me.
right? And the other
Yeah.
one's in Princeton, New Jersey.
Okay. Okay.
And they each have one son.
Oh, okay.
My little my little son in California, he's Mexican. His mom's
Mhm.
Mexican. And
Oh,
and my little son in Princeton, New Jersey, he's black because his dad is black.
okay.
So I have these two little beautiful little grandsons.
Oh,
And
nice.
I'm like, which one do I go to? I thought to myself, it's a good thing one of them isn't white because if I went to the white one, I would be considered a racist.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like after listening
yeah.
to how people are on the internet, my mom wouldn't come and live with me because my son is the different color. No, that's not it.
Oh, well, it's expensive to go travel to cross country now.
Either one, though. Either one. No, I'd leave everything. I don't care about any of my stuff.
Yeah.
I get new stuff,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
because next year I'm going to get my Social Security next May.
Oh, yeah. Hmm.
I'll have my little income,
Wow, that's good. Yeah.
but I think I'll go to New Jersey. It looks like New Jersey is a better choice with
Yeah.
my daughter living the town outside of Princeton because my daughter said you really couldn't afford to live here, Mom. I'm
Hmm.
like, I know.
Oh,
But there's like nowhere in California I can afford to live. So
oh my God, it's expensive here. I know that. Oh
I
God.
know, and so I can't see going there because it's not like I can move over to the next town from Orange County, right?
You right? Yeah.
And get it cheaper. No, it's not like that there.
Hmm.
Everything's expensive everywhere you are. I'd
Yep.
have to live in the middle of the desert, and I already do. I already live in the middle of the desert.
Oh my God. Yeah. Living in the desert. Yeah, because a friend of mine a while back, he was telling me that he wanted to buy some property over in Joshua Tree down in the desert.
Yeah, my son was thinking of that. See, that's where I'd end up, somewhere like Joshua Tree eating peyote and listening to Graham Parsons records from the 1970s,
Oh,
or
okay, yeah.
or the Doors,
Oh, that's oh man, those are great bands. Yeah,
I'll just be this old cool granny with
yeah.
1970s wardrobe.
Hmm. You know, I you know I'm you know I'm I was a kid in the '70s. I was about 10 years old at the time.
I I graduated high school in '73,
Well, I graduated in '85.
right? So I was like way ahead of you.
Yes, exactly.
I had so much fun. You have no idea. My life, for the most part, until uh, I'm gonna say 2010 was
Hmm.
really fun, and then it started to go downhill, and it got pretty bad for the last couple of years. But there's still hope. I'm still alive and kicking so far,
Okay, it's never too late to have fun.
right?
Never too late. I mean, you can
I
have
could use
fun.
some. I could use some fun after 10 years of no fun.
Yeah.
So, what do you do for fun?
Me, well, I like to go to the movies. I like
I
to
was gonna say, I bet you don't go to the beach
not that much. I used to go to
because
the beach.
the water is too cold, right?
Yeah, yeah. I
That's how I think.
I like to go by the beach, not go into the beach, like see the sunset, see.
Yeah, you don't like sand in your sandwiches.
No, I don't like that. But I like to go, or by the beach,
Yeah, it's pretty, and
yeah,
there's a lot of people around.
yeah, that because we have a pier here where I live, and
Oh, you're in Santa Monica?
no, I'm in Oceanside,
Oh,
right by the Camp Pendleton Marine Base, right close
my
to the
dad,
waterfront.
my dad stayed at Pendleton for um a few weeks
Hmm.
processing. He was processing. What do you call them? Refugees. Remember
Oh,
when they had that big refugee camp at Pendleton?
yeah, the Vietnamese boat people.
Huh?
That was during the Vietnam War, huh?
No, after it was after Vietnam. It was something was happening in South America,
Oh, okay, that would be okay. I don't know. I think that would
in
be like,
in Peru. There was like some, because I remember he went. This was in the '70s, right after the war. He went to
okay.
Peru for a couple months, and then he
Hmm.
went to Camp Pendleton to process all the refugees that went to America.
Uh,
We're Canadian, so like
oh,
we share refugees. When people come to refugee camps in the United States and Canada, the United States takes some and Canada takes some.
oh, that's right. Yeah,
So
yeah.
they kind of work together on those things.
Hmm. Well, I remember still the people that came from Vietnam though after the war.
The boat people,
Yeah,
I remember
a lot
that.
of
I
yeah,
met, I lived in Vancouver, so I met quite a few boat people,
yeah, yeah.
and they
So
were
there was
smart.
oh yeah,
They used to come in and there'd be like I don't know how many hundreds. They'd spend every penny they had to get on this boat, so they'd come into the country completely broke. But then like 12 or 15 of them would get together and rent one house together, and then
mhm.
everybody get a job, and then everybody save their money. They were really smart.
Oh, okay, yeah, yes, yeah, yeah. It was right after that because I came in well, I came here in '72 because I'm originally from Mexico. Originally came here in '72
From
at the time.
You were talking about Tijuana the other day.
Yes, yes, I was. Yeah, I'm from Tijuana. Yes. Hmm.
You're from there. I've been there.
Hmm.
I've
Well,
been to
good. Yes,
back in the
yes.
'70s.
Oh, cool. That's where I lived in the '70s. I came here in '78. I came here. I live here
That was
permanently. But
probably the same year. That was probably the same year I went down to Tijuana to visit, because my dad was working in downtown LA at the time,
okay.
and I, all my friends from Canada would come down to visit all the time, so I would drive them into Mexico. So one
Yeah.
of my old boyfriends showed up. You know, they just show up because they knew I was in California. They're like, I'm
Hmm.
going to California to visit Dory. You know, so they'd come and
Yeah.
visit me, and we go camping and stuff. You know.
Yeah. Well, back then it was a lot safer Tijuana back then in those days. It wasn't as as today.
Well, anywhere in
Back
Mexico
then.
is dangerous now because of I don't know what happened. You know, like because British Columbia is where I came from originally, and they grow a
Okay.
lot of weed in America up there. They grow a lot of weed in British Columbia,
Hmm.
and and they've been doing it for a long time, but not as long as Mexico. So
Hmm.
a lot of their drugs
Yeah.
were became becoming more popular. There like drug wars going on with America in the middle, right? Plus,
Yeah.
because we're like part of the South China Rim, a lot
Yeah.
of heroin and all these things would come in to Vancouver
Hmm.
on the ships,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And so we had a bigger drug trade than Mexico up in British Columbia. It was
Yeah.
like huge, and we could service Alaska. I'm talking like I'm I'm a drug lord or a politician, but I'm not. I
Yeah.
just know these things
Okay.
because
Yeah. Okay. Hmm.
because I lived there.
Hmm.
I don't mean we like me and my crew or anything
Yeah.
like that. But so then it became very political, and America was in the middle, and they had to make all the hard decisions. And then all the fighting started, and people wanting to get their, like part of, I don't know. Like, do you remember back in the well, I don't know if you can remember this, but back in the 70s, migrant farm workers would come to Southern California to, pick the crops, right?
Yeah.
And they'd be in these camps and stuff. And
Yeah.
then also they'd come up and they'd work in the restaurants
Yeah.
for cheap, like
Hmm.
dishwashing and things like that. So I remember one year they had a lot of rain, and they discovered that these farmers up in California, and I'm talking about like near Los Angeles, like at Topanga Canyon, all these places, these farmers had this one in particular, I guess, had been getting these migrant farm workers, and then he wouldn't want to pay them. So after the crops were picked, he would just shoot them all and bury them. And nobody knew about it because their families didn't know what happened to them. They were in Mexico.
Oh, okay.
And then they got all this rain, and all the landslides started happening where he had buried all these bodies. And like my cousin, literally, she had her neighbor had like a body in his backyard from the landslides.
Oh, okay.
So there was like a lot of like creepy stuff that would happen over, you know, illegal immigration. Like evil people got away with stuff that is kind of like you never people. I don't think people really heard about these types of crimes. Even the true crime people around here, you know,
No, I don't think so. No, no, no. There's a lot. No.
like that. I mean, that's a travesty. Can you imagine
Yeah,
bringing
they don't talk
your
about.
family to pick some, I don't know, olives or something or avocados, and at the end of the season they just shoot you, after you worked hard?
Well, this is what I heard that happened. Used to happen back then. This is from a guy who was a cop back then. He told me the stories that that the bosses, the farmers, they will call immigration on them, so they won't pay them when it was time to pay them,
Oh
and
yeah,
then they will hire different ones, and they'll do it again and again and again.
right. Just recycle them. So they weren't getting paid. They're barely eating.
Yeah,
So they go back to Mexico starving
yeah,
and with nothing to show for. I mean, it's just sad.
yeah.
People don't understand what You know, they look at this immigration thing as so cut and dried. Well, we should or shouldn't, or what should we do? Believe me, these people suffered. You know, it's like it's worse than slavery. You know,
Yeah.
so I remember when I first just before I moved down here to the States, I was living in Seattle,
Hmm.
and we had we didn't get a lot of Mexican people up that far north, but they were starting to come north and picking fruit like
Hmm.
apples and things like that because it wasn't safe down south. So if you could get farther, the farther north you went, the safer you would be, you know.
Exactly. Exactly. That's this is true. Yeah, and I remember that they didn't they if they were around here in Southern California, they didn't like it. They would go either like no Bakersfield places like those, and they felt safer there. I
But if you
remember
could get
that.
to Oregon or Washington or
Yeah.
even Canada, you were, you know, like it's almost like because I remember when I was in my 20s,
Hmm.
if you were white and you were broke, you went to pick apples
Hmm.
or cherries or blueberries.
Hmm.
That's what you did. And you didn't see colored people. You know, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it as a derogatory term, but people of color. You didn't see Mexicans or black people doing that job. It was for young people that didn't couldn't get a job and needed some money, you know? So when the Mexican people found out that, you know, there was like you can make more money really up north.
Hmm.
They did well. The ones that came up north did very well. Did better than I did, I'm sure. You know, because they're used to having to save their money
And
to make their life better somehow.
yeah, it's true. Yeah, I remember all that stuff. And yeah, here in Southern back then, I mean, we had a lot of here in San Diego County. Back in those days, there was a lot of farms. People, they picked tomatoes, strawberries, but as the county grew, everything was gone. More people kept moving in, and they started making more shopping centers and more houses and everything.
Right.
Hmm.
I used to when I was a little girl in Canada, like 5, 6 years old.
Hmm.
Me and my friends, we used to just walk up to the shopping mall at like 5 in the morning and get picked up by the buses that take you to the strawberry patch. And we
Oh.
go and we go pick strawberries like at 5 and 6 years old with no
Hmm.
parents, nothing, right? And we'd never pick enough to like make even 10 cents, but we sure ate a lot of strawberries,
Oh, that's great.
you know,
Mm.
because we were just little kids. We just back in those days, your parents didn't know what you were doing. They had no idea
Ex-
that I'm out somewhere in some farm
exact,
picking
exactly.
strawberries.
Me too. I was like 8 or 10. I remember I would go out and nobody knew where I was.
It's true. How are they gonna track me? There was no GPS back then.
No, 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 no. No, we
We
just,
did this kind of stuff when we were kids.
yeah, we just did what we wanted.
We sure did. And
Yeah,
I,
we just,
I'm not gonna. I was never an instigator. It would always be my friends. They'd be like, "Hey, guess what I did last weekend?" And they'd be tell me, they go, "Let's go do it. I'll meet you at the mall." Like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Way back
These
then,
buses come and they pick us up. We just like we're all white, so we fit in. You know, it's
mhm,
not like we're like some strange looking kid. Nobody's claiming us, but nobody's not claiming us.
mhm.
You know, we're just there with all mostly retired people, little ladies like the grandmas.
Yeah, man. It's just, yeah. Back then, I mean, you couldn't. I remember. I just, I remember I would go on my bike and just go for blocks and blocks and ride my.
Yeah, we'd go far into the woods too. We go way into the woods, and every once in a while something would happen. A kid would get stuck in a blackberry patch, or maybe get caught on a fence, and we'd have to somebody would have to run home and get a parent and say, you know, we were all like really little. I mean,
Yeah,
seriously small.
yeah. We ourselves. We used to go. We just went. I remember when I was like about. I think I was 5 or something, or 6 or something. I don't know. We would just we would visit our aunt who lived it back when I still lived in Tijuana. She lived right across town. We would go sometimes on the weekends to visit her and everything, spend a day there. And sometimes we would just, we just go on, uh, walk through the mountains and all we wanted to go see there was this tunnel down there. This tunnel that was old, very old tunnel. We used to just go over there, just go check it out. I remember. I mean, my sister. I mean, my sister used to take me, my other older sister, brothers, and everything, cousins. We all would gather around, and they take me. That was very interesting. Now that, yeah,
You see, now I think there still are places in North America like that.
yeah,
Like, because the country's so big and there's so many small towns everywhere.
yeah,
But not in the like kids that are raised in big cities now. No,
yeah,
no. But even my kids in the 80s,
hmm,
when they're, I lived in a well, it wasn't a big city when I moved there. It was like 125,000. By the
hmm,
time I left there, there was 2 million people living there.
hmm,
But they used to just get on their skateboards and skateboard downtown, and you know, not worry about a thing. Very happy-go-lucky childhood, you know. But there's nothing. Kids are. I mean, parents are afraid to. There's so many like crazy things happening now that
yeah,
can't not watch your kids. And then if something does happen, the internet knows about it, and even if you're innocent, people are gonna talk bad about you,
exactly, yeah, yeah. Well, everybody knows everything now. I
right?
mean, people now put people now. They say, they talk about their personal life, and now somebody in other countries, they know what's happening with you and everything because there's personal life and everything now the whole world knows it. Back in the day, people would say, "You tell the whole world." Well, this time now the whole world knows it because of the internet.
Right. All you have to do is, I don't know, type your name in,
Yeah,
and something will come up.
exactly. Yeah, true.
Something you didn't even know you did.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
And like when my youngest son was 18, I guess,
hmm,
some somebody had put him on a fake site that was top 10 terrorists in the United States.
oh my God.
Yeah, and they put his picture up there and everything, his name, full name. And so he showed it to me, and I said, that's fake, right? And he goes,
Yeah,
wait, yeah. I said, well, I think all of the people that you talk to online, other teenagers are gonna know it's fake too.
yeah,
Like it's not like he couldn't go to the airport and fly. He could.
yeah,
He wasn't on any list anywhere in real life, but on internet life, he was on this list, this fake list someone had put.
hmm,
So, but he never used his real name on the internet. So they must
yeah,
have got him through some other way, like Facebook or somebody just like looking up, um, I don't know, random images or something.
yeah.
and picked his face,
Mm-hmm.
and his face came with a name because it was tagged. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or it could have been one of his friends did it to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably somebody playing a joke on him, I guess.
Yeah, like because they were all gamers, and you know how they said that in the gaming community is when all these real life things started happening, like swatting and cops calling.
Oh, yes.
You
I
know,
heard about that.
it was all gamers at first, and and those gamers were from a society of people that were raised on the internet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard a lot of stories about in those gaming communities, how stuff that happens there and sometimes when you have a couple of people playing from where they're playing in from different countries in one stream, they're playing something like that, and somebody they don't know of and everything. Mm. Yeah, swatted everything. That's been happening a lot. I mean, not just in that community, also in many communities have been happening.
Well, that's why, like, when I watched Chasing this morning, she did it live. She
Yeah,
was in her car driving home
yeah.
from Tennessee
Hmm.
because it was all over this Wells case
Hmm.
where people were going after everyone that went there for the vigils. So I mean, it didn't matter whether you were someone that everybody likes or someone that everybody hates. Everybody was getting the same treatment
Hmm.
from everywhere. And so she was talking about how, you know, how it was, but the thing is that you're going to, if you're going live, you're going to get the worst things said about you if you're involved in
Exactly.
crime, especially in true crime.
Especially in true crime. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, if you admit to being in the drama community, which I mean most of us are in the drama,
yeah.
whether we're creating it or watching it or lurking or whatever we're doing here, you're you you're less likely to get hurt by somebody as this very competitive little sector called true crime because they're very competitive people that go into that. They want to be first. They want not everyone, but even if you're popular there and you go live, you're going to get in trouble
Hmm.
somehow.
Yeah, that's what they do. They go live and yeah, yeah, the true crime. Yeah, there's been a lot of controversy in the true crime in the past couple of years.
Right, because they're not just reporting crimes, they're having opinions.
Exactly, man.
Once you start having opinions on a true crime channel, you're open to you're open season.
Yeah, well, look at what's happening to Margot Lightly. Then,
I don't know what's going on with her.
yeah,
She's all over the place.
yeah, and also crime. What's the name of that person? I think it's God. Let's see. That lady does that. I forgot her name.
Well,
Let's see.
Mommy Ramblings,
Yeah.
she's the whole telenovela, that lady, all by herself.
Well, I thought she was when I first went into that channel lurk, she had a lot of women in one panel. I thought it was like a stream where you talk about like women's issues, just women's stuff. I thought it was like, okay, I'll leave this. I don't think this is anything I might be interesting like
Was that
that.
when she was doing those mini balls?
I think it was that. Yeah, I think that was several months ago.
What was she doing?
Yeah,
Oh, she was decoupaging.
yeah, yeah. Because she had all these ladies there who I don't even know who they were. I don't think.
Well, you know how she got all those ladies that go on her panel
Yeah.
is when her son died, she started a grieving parents group with Sandra Rusek
Mhm.
because she had been in true crime, and Sandra Rusek was Shanann's mother,
Mhm.
and she had befriended her. And so they got a lot of women together that had lost children one way or another.
Oh, okay. So that was it. Okay.
That's where all those women came from, or a lot of
Yeah.
them. And they're kind of like a tight group.
Mhm.
So she's suspicious of everybody. She keeps spreadsheets and DNA samples, and because she didn't start out true crime, but shortly after she started going live, because that's when I first found her by accident, was
Mhm.
when she first went live. I think it was her very first live stream, and she popped up on my homepage,
Mhm.
and it said Mommy Ramblings blog, and I went, oh, okay, let's see what Mommy has to say. And she started talking about Chris Watts, I think, or might have been just before Chris Watts started. But she was trying
Mhm.
to do a little true crime channel,
Mhm.
and she was pretty popular.
Yeah, that's what I remember that when she was there.
She had like 600 a night in her
Mhm.
chat room, and she went
Yeah.
live every night.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
else was doing that. So,
I Yeah, I used to go to before I came to drama and Baltimore, man, I used to be in a community called 1A community. That's over at where
Andrew,
Steph, yeah, Andrew, Steph,
yeah,
and everything. I didn't like it there because they were always attacking people all the time. Bah, 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 bah.
yeah, I
That
see.
wa-
When they first came around, where I saw them was in Full On Dramas,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
oh
And
yeah, yeah,
BTS was there,
yes, yeah,
and we thought they were just kind of fun. We thought they were just a bunch of fun guys,
yeah.
but we then found out later that no, they're not really fun. So I just kind of kept my distance. There's
I
places
used to,
where you can go and just lurk, and find out what's going on, but for the
well,
most part, they really weren't nice.
I used to be part of them because I came here. I came here by accident to to a channel called with a guy who used to channel called Accountability for All. He's a
Okay.
cop watcher. That was like during the during the riots, like George Floyd um
Oh, okay.
incident about that time. And I started, going in his channel, watching his streams and everything, and it was kind of fun. And later on he said to his guys, go to a channel called News New England. Oh my God! And it turns out to be that guy right there. My God, he was. People there were kind of like, "Hey, what's up, Joe? What's up, Joe? Cool."
Joe Cool. You're like, you get famous people coming in here, Carlos.
Oh yeah, Joe Cool is one of my friends,
I
best
remember
friend.
watching Joe Cool.
Yeah,
That's because I lurk.
yeah.
I
So I
listen to
went.
1A. Not very often, though.
Yeah, so I went over there. So they had a problem with that guy from News New England. So I went to the other side, with Andrew and another channel called Party Crispies Live, and
Yeah,
another channel
I heard
called,
of him too. Yeah.
yeah, and the Church of Four and other
And
channels.
yeah, Shiva.
Yeah, Shiva exactly there, and I started hanging around with them, and oh my God, first of all, it
Do you
was a
think,
fight
hey,
between.
Carlos, do you think
Yeah,
Joe Cool would come up on panel with us?
well, yeah, if he wants to, I got the link up there if you want it, Joe.
I'd love that.
There's a link
I feel
up
like
there if you
I'm
want to come
talking
to.
to a celebrity, almost as good as Molly Golightly when she interviewed me on, I think, Pink Lady Lux channel. Molly
Yeah,
pops
yeah,
up and starts talking to me.
yeah, yeah.
Come on up, Joe Cool.
Yeah, he's been here up there before in my panel. When I first started, actually, he was here.
Okay, sorry I interrupted. Go ahead.
So I So I was with them, and then there was this incident where the guy from New England stalked another YouTuber, a lady. I don't know if you know a lady from a channel called Maslow Report.
Um, very vaguely. I've heard the name.
Yeah. He went all the way over there to where she lived in Massachusetts, like that, and he said he was there because the woman's mother invited her, but it was a big lie. I mean, this guy actually stalked that woman on a
So we're
live stream.
talking real life stuff with some 1A
Yes.
people.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh no no. Well, this guy wasn't part of that a part of that group of Andrew's group. Nothing. No no.
Oh, okay.
No. But Andrew and the other guys, they were actually they were in a dispute with him. They were like in a fight with him because of that and everything. There was a lot of stuff that was happening back then, and really, I just didn't fit in with them. I just didn't. I just got fed up with them. So I came here to avoid the drama. I said, no way, I don't want to go.
You know we're going to be in drama now
Yeah,
because we talked about them.
yeah,
My name's going to be plastered all over the 1A community.
yeah, yeah,
That's okay.
yeah. So well, sometimes I go to those channels, the cop watching channels that I go to, watch them, and then man, and sometimes I go to other communities, watch. Since I know Spanish, I go to some communities. They're Spanish speaking communities. Mhm.
Yeah. There's been a few controversial people come out of Spanish speaking communities,
Yeah. Hmm.
and mostly religious controversy.
Joe's here. Okay. Hey, Joe, what's up, man?
Hey,
Hey, we
Joe.
have Joe.
Hey man,
Hey, Joe, what's up, Joe?
I think your mod popped me, man. I was trying to talk in your chat and I couldn't talk in there no more.
What?
Ain't but
Honey
two
Bunch
people
did
in
something?
there. Me and one fucking mod. I said one word, fun, nice, and 1A. And you was like, come on up. I was like, of course I'll come up. I'm a panel whore. And it disappeared. And I tried it again. Yeah.
Oh,
So
let me see.
Wrong, Honey Bunch.
see if I'm in the bottom of the fucking
Let me check it out. Let me check it. Let me check it. Yeah.
Yeah,
thank you
check
much.
your list,
Okay.
Carlitos. Carlitos Way.
Yeah,
I
sure.
remember that movie.
I
Oh
do
yeah,
too.
Pacino, my favorite actor.
Was that Pacino who was in it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pacino. Yeah, exactly.
He died in there too.
Yeah.
Oops, spoiler
Oh, oh, you're okay. You're okay.
alert.
You're still here. You're still here.
I'm still
Oh,
not
maybe you
blocked.
got timed out,
Yeah, I'm gonna
not
mod you,
blocked.
man.
Yeah, I'm saying maybe I got timed out or something.
Yeah, you probably just got up, but you're still there. You're there.
All right.
Yeah.
If you type something in and then you hit the chat button again and it disappeared, that's how you know you've been
Oh,
kicked out of.
sometimes Google moderates. Like that will
Yeah,
happen.
yeah. You know what? I did say I'm a panel whore. You probably got your
Right.
shit set sensitive and Google popped my ass.
You know how
Yeah.
I get timed out by Google every time I put the word hard. I was trying to type hard lemonade and it wouldn't go. Wouldn't go through.
Google is also sensitive shit nowadays,
Yeah,
bro.
I know. Hard.
Yeah.
I remember I
Now
could find
wood's
gore
probably
and
a bad
shit.
one too.
Dory, you said something about as I popped up there, you said something about religion.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
What
was talking
about it?
about like the Spanish community that are I don't know what they're riding on, but they ride on this religion train and they're very negative towards anyone that's not Christian.
Ain't most religions like that?
Yeah,
Um,
yes, they are. I'm not religious, so
they
I don't
exclude. I'm not
count for
either.
me.
I'm not
I'm not
either.
in any of
I've
this.
never been to church a day in my life, but I can tell you that Christians only fuck with Christians. Muslims think Christians. I said Christians think Muslims. I said Jews think everybody going to hell. Everybody only like their own, man, which I would have thought. I read the Bible fucking several times, and I thought the idea was to go be a fisherman among men. and go grab people who like the tax collector, like Paul and all of that shit. You know, who are
Right. Let's get the government.
errands. Yeah. So
Religion against the government.
yes, when I read the Revelation at the end of the Bible, when it says that the dragon gave the power to the beast, I think it's religion joining with government.
Yeah, well, I think that I am the center of the universe. So there's that.
Well, you're probably right.
Yeah, I think we all are, not just me. I'm not alone.
Do you think this, Dory? I think, in a way, I think you're right too. But I think that, like you just said, we all are. I think that we all literally make up one individual. I think this flesh fools us into thinking that we're separate beings, separate entities. But I think it takes all of us to make one unit
Right.
somehow.
If you've ever studied, like I got kind of obsessed with looking at different religions for a while, and I got caught up watching these Scientologists.
Yeah.
And I remember when L. Ron Hubbard put out that book that got everyone hooked on
Dianetics. I remember that.
Dianetics, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember it was on the New York bestsellers list. I was about 17 years old, and
Me too. So you got to be about my age.
yeah, I'm 66.
Oh well.
Oh well, what? I made it.
54. 54.
Oh, well, I'm old. I'm everybody's mom around here.
But
So,
go ahead.
so I'm with my boyfriend. I'm 17 or 18, and we're walking by this bookstore, and he was doing his master's degree, so he thought he was all kinds of smart, right? And I was just a kid. I just graduated high school,
Yeah.
and we're looking in this bookstore window, and it's got like hundreds of copies of Dianetics, and it's black and with flames and stuff.
I think was on it.
It was like really striking cover, like with the flames and
Yeah.
all that.
That
And
was
he
the
looked at
orange
that,
one. Yeah.
and he said to me, he said, what do you think of that book? Because it was #1 on New York's bestseller list.
For a long time.
And I looked at it for a minute, and I said, nah, it's no good. And he said, what do you mean it's no good? I said, I looked at the small print. It goes to the small print. Yeah, I said, it says right at the bottom, this is a science fiction novel.
Yeah.
And I'm not into that.
Okay.
Right? And I'm not against science, but science fiction, no. So I said, science fiction is like cartoons. You can say whatever you want. You can do whatever you want in a science fiction novel. At this time, it wasn't actually a religion yet. It was just the beginning of an idea that L. Ron Hubbard had with his schizophrenic brain,
And he somehow, because he was a grifter, in my opinion, he found a way to turn that into money. He found out that people were willing to give him money. He was clear that it was science fiction at first, and
well,
I think
the crazy part, he was
hold
kind of
on,
like,
hold on. I'm
okay,
sorry.
go ahead.
I think if he realized that if he muddied the waters with his science fiction and religion, he could make profit off of it, and that's when I think he lost himself.
Right, but he was an extremely prolific writer. He'd
He
written
was.
like 400 books or something before this
Yeah.
book came out.
John Travolta movie, that was him. He wrote that.
Right, and then, but think about this, okay? So I think it really happened that he ended up making all this money. It was quite by accident because he started using Hitler's tactics.
Yeah.
And what he was doing was taking young people that didn't have shoes to wear and giving them shoes or army boots.
Yeah.
Or putting them on this ship and turning them into
I remember that. Yeah.
Literally using Hitler's tactics.
1,000-year contracts. Those people who went on ships had to sign a 1,000-year.
Billion-year contract.
Billion, yeah, I remember fucking 1,000 a year. Yeah.
So
And then he would tell them also because the science fiction books get really weird. And then he would tell them if they put in enough money. Now he might have stumbled upon it and made money accidentally, but at some point he became a true hustler and
yeah,
a schemer, fleecer.
well,
And
people
he,
with schizophrenia are very intelligent and they can't control their emotional side, so they tend
yeah,
to go full force into things when they like
and
it.
their thoughts and their obsess.
Yeah,
So they find out that after they've paid X amount of money, which is a lot, tens of thousands, they finally get some guy comes to them with a briefcase with the original writings in them and his handwriting, and they get to read it, and it's all about how aliens came to the planet and now they live in volcanoes and they created us. They came from the planet Xenu and they drove B-47 planes and it was just really fucking
right.
seven.
A crazy imagination, and it was also timing because when you think about it, I do you remember? You might have been too young. Do you remember watching the moon landing?
I didn't watch it. I wasn't even probably wasn't even born. It was about the year I was born or something.
Well, I watched it live
Very good.
when I was like, I don't know, 10 or 11,
It's
something
about
like
10, yeah, about 10 years old, 11, yeah. What, I'm sorry, I'm not be a little off here, but do you remember what it was like, what you felt?
that. Well, I remember we got the day off school. We were like living in Hong Kong.
Holy fuck.
I know, right?
Were you
And
surrounded by Americans or at least those who speak English, or you were with,
I was living in a building that was pretty much contracted out by American government.
so you experienced with your fellow Americans, and you all probably felt what?
It was also during the Vietnam War, so
So
there
you
was a
felt,
lot of Americans in port, like sailors and stuff, in port every day. At least 10,000 Americans would come in for
mm,
their R&R every day.
how'd that make you feel, man? Do you remember any feeling?
I felt at 11, I felt very safe.
Safe. I don't
Yeah, because
understand. Well, that,
I was a little white girl living in Hong Kong, and I knew there was all these sailors out there that were
no, no,
18,
no.
19, 20,
You
and they
might have
would like back me.
misunderstood. You
They
might
would
have
do anything to hurt to not make sure I didn't get hurt, you know?
you might have misunderstood my question. The moon landing.
Oh,
Here,
the moon
here.
landing.
I was
I was a
when
little
I was
skeptical.
skeptical.
Yeah, I was a little.
That sounds like you still are.
You know, the things that I remember from watching it on TV when it was live were things like, okay, there's not supposed to be any gravity on the moon, but when
Yeah,
they were like doing these footsteps,
yeah,
the first steps,
yeah.
all this dust was flying around.
Well, there is gravity on the moon. It's just like a quarter of what we got.
Right. But it didn't look like how, to me, what it should have looked like if you had no gravity or little gravity. You know, I was like, wait a minute. Is that
I
flag
understand
flying?
that
Is that flag flying?
that flag was not flying. It was designed at NASA with a pole that goes up and one that goes out in order to hold the flag up so it looks like it's flying.
Right. Like to me it was like science fiction. Now I believed that there was a rocket that went up
Yeah,
into, but
you're talking about what you believed past tense. Let's talk about what you believe now. Do you believe that man ever walked foot on the moon?
you know, what my logical brain is telling me that they must have, because if they hadn't then they would be doing it now. So they're not going to repeat history by doing it now. You know what I'm saying?
I do understand what you're saying. I think it's a little bit more than that. I think they did it now because the space race back then, we were willing to invest every dime we had in that because we were afraid of Russians. Now there's no money in it. That's why
Right.
private people are doing it now in other countries and shit like that. No, now there's money in big pharma, the drug war, and all that bullshit. But when you get the time, Google mirror on the moon. When they went up there, they left the mirror. Uh, College kids at universities who have lasers can get the coordinates of their laser pointed at the moon, have it come back and measure the time and speed, confirming that there is a mirror on the moon, meaning that
Okay.
someone put it there. Meaning, they also got pictures of it up there as well.
Yeah, but there's other ways that that could have been done without actually walking on the moon.
I guess it's feasible. It wouldn't be easy. You would have had to go up there with your spaceship. Then when you're in orbit, rather than going down, like I believe they did, they would have had to shoot something down that somehow landed a mirror softly on there. And the picture of the mirror is just a mirror on a 45-degree angle pointing so you can bounce something off of it for it to land perfectly. They have no apparent means of propulsion. There's no parachute hooked to it or anything where it would have floated down. There's no big engine on it where it could have used thrusters to land. It seems like it's an open and shut case.
Right. Right. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of like I didn't really need that proof, but the fact that they're not going on the moon and walking around now kind of tells me that it's been done.
Here's something that I don't know if you know. I'm told that Neil Armstrong, that there's like 2.5 minutes or something missing from the moon tape, and it's 2.5 minutes where Neil Armstrong said there are other ships watching us from the other side of the crater. They're just sitting there watching us, and that part is cut out. That's
Oh, so they're
interesting
trying
to
to
me.
say that those were the Russians?
I don't know. I don't know who he's trying
Well,
to say they were.
because I was just listening. I don't know if you've ever heard of Molly Golightly.
I don't know the story, but I've heard that name.
Well, she apparently knows everything, and I was listening to her the other day, and she said she believes the Russians landed on the moon before the Americans did.
Uh,
So must have
Check
been
this
the
out.
Russians.
I read a book back in the day that said that because the moon always faces us the same side, it's locked with us. So the dark side remains dark. And I read a book and they talked about they were building on the other side of the moon, a moon base. And I can remember as a kid watching the news and the space shuttle went off. So this is later. This is past the original moon landings. And the chick says, this was in the 90s when I read that, I think, late 80s, early 90s. And the chick said, and there goes the so-and-so space station to finish building the base on the dark side of the moon. And I thought, holy fuck, no, she didn't say that shit. She slipped up, she's fired. Of course,
Well,
that's been scrubbed, never find it.
I mean, we'd know about that by now, wouldn't we?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just as likely as anything else. You got to figure that the technology they share with us is 40, 50 years behind easy. So, I'm sure that, they're using technologies that, like the guy, I don't know. We shouldn't be using fossil fuels and $5 a gallon of gas, $6 a gallon, all this weird shit. It's a money ploy. I'm sure we have the technology to easily do some things, and we've had it for years. I'm sure.
Well, I mean, we started with a steam engine, so obviously there's other
Yeah.
things we can use.
Yes, right. And we're still using the combustion engine. That's not even logical. Do you know what fucking nuclear energy is? It's just a steam engine. Nuclear subs, all that bullshit. They're just steam engines.
Right.
They instead of using coal, they use nuclear rods to boil the water, heat it up, and cause steam.
Right.
And we're still using the same technology we used, I don't know, 140 years ago, whatever. The fuck out of here. It's not logical.
Okay, so remember when you first came up, you asked me about religion?
Yeah.
And I had some thoughts about, like, okay, what if we're just like I said, the center of the universe? We're all, they've
Hey,
measured.
hello, Carla. How are you?
Hey, Carla.
Hey, Carla.
They've measured, like, the I forget what the amount is, but somebody has that name on their avatar.
Yeah.
The amount that you that leaves your body when you die. What is that?
7, 7. No, 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 no. I
I
forgot.
forget what it is. Somebody has that name, but um, so
Something in ounces.
we know there's a yeah there we know there's an amount that leaves your body that's measurable and probably energy of some
You know
sort.
where that came from. If you can hold your thought and remember it,
Go ahead. Yeah.
they did a study back in the day where someone figured that everything has mass and weight, so we can prove if life exists. So we'll film a person as they're dying and keep them on a scale. And at the moment of death, that is the amount of weight that they lost. And that's where they got that amount from. I think it was something ounce or half ounces or whatever the fuck.
Right. And it's
Grams,
the
7 grams, 7 grams. That's what it is. I
right.
think it was seven
And it's the
grams.
same if you're a baby or if you're a giant. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter. Same
seven
amount.
grams. Yeah.
So what if all that energy is always out there? And that's really what people think of when they think of God or their higher power is all that energy that our bodies absorb and
Of
share.
course it is. Of course it is, right? Everything is energy wavelengths and all of that shit. Every freaking scientist that I'm a fan of would agree with you.
And it just seems like to me that there's some sort of intelligence that goes along with it. I don't know.
Of course there is. I think you're onto something. Fuck yeah.
Do you think I could start a cult?
Yeah, Carlos will join. We'll be the first to.
Yeah, okay. The old woman cult.
Right. With old man followers.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that because there's so many people that come on and fight over Christianity and what it is to be a Christian and who's more Christian than the other. It's pretty sad.
It's baffling, man. It's not logical, and it brings up red flags with me is whenever you challenge them, they become aggressive. You know, which is not smart. It's not godly, and all of that shit. You ask them, like I always ask them, you must be baptized to go to heaven, right? Of course, Joe is written in the Bible. I say, so that means Gandhi is in
I
hell?
forgot that part.
Yeah.
Baptism.
Like, so Gandhi's in
Can I get
hell?
one of those? Can you buy them online?
Yes, the church sells them to you every fucking day. But they don't dig that fucking logic and all of that bullshit. They, in my opinion, they sit up there and they worship one guy. Usually some guy that takes all your money and drives a Benz and you're pretty poor. At least that's how it is in Chicago.
Or if you're in Seattle, he drives a Ferrari.
Okay, there you go. But this person who's driving these expensive cars will have hundreds or thousands of people in his chairs. You know, I could think of some super mega churches here in Chicago where they have to have multiple services and they have to have an overflow parking lot with a screen in it, and the damn thing is so big I can't tell you how many thousands could fit in it, and they have to have 2 of those a day plus an overflow. That's how many people come, how much money they're making. Where I'm going with this is that if you have all these people up here, that means you have all these assets, all these ideas, and rather than tapping into them, you prefer they worship one man and build his ego every fucking day. If I got, 2 niggas in here, just you two, I'm asking y'all questions. I don't even want to, it ain't about me. I'm trying to get to figure out the way of life. I'm asking you the shit we're talking about now. And if you got 1,000 assets, man, and you just want them to come in and give you money and praise, dude, I have an issue with that.
Right. And I, personally, I want to know what brings you joy. That's what I need to know.
Right.
Because everybody wants that more than anything.
That's dope that you said that. I had a conversation with a guy I respect on the fucking internet, and he said our motivating factor was peace. We want peace within ourselves. I wish I heard what you just said, joy, because I was saying at first, it's a dopamine rush. That's why we do all these crazy fucking things.
Right.
And
Exactly. Well, exactly. Sure.
uh, and he was saying it's all just to relieve anxiety and be in a peaceful state. I was like, how is it trolling niggas? Put you in a peaceful state of trying to bring niggas channel down on YouTube. And,
Right. Like hurting other people.
yeah,
That's not
yeah,
the kind of dopamine that I need. I want
yes. I was
joy. I
saying,
want to know what brings you joy.
yes. I get a dopamine out of rush, out of giving a person a compliment, talking to a stranger at the store, trying to help niggas on the internet every morning. I get up and try to figure out ways to help to end wars, to make someone feel better, or whatever the fuck. It's a lot of small
Listen,
channels.
just
Yeah.
for a second, I want to go back to a story. I remember I was a single mom. I had 3 kids, and this dude, he was a couple years younger than me, was trying to date me. So he was actually like not even 30 yet, and I was like
You, you,
34, something like that.
you fucked up. Tell the truth.
And so anyway, he's like coming over, hanging out at the house, and you know, trying to be nice to my children and cooking for me and doing all kinds of stuff
Wow.
to get my attention, right?
Uh,
And I'm like this is just my natural self. I'm very skeptical. I
yeah.
don't believe anybody. I just, if, whatever. So one day he said, he was trying hard, I'm telling you. So one day he says, can you tell me what your favorite thing is? And I looked at him, I said, "Yeah, you're never going to know that." And he said, well, why not? Why can't you tell me? I said, because that will be the first thing you take away from me when you're mad at me. So you're
Holy
never going to know.
fuck. Aren't you cynical, half
I know,
glass,
right?
half
I
empty?
said, you're just going to have to continue to work at figuring
Holy
out what that is by
fuck.
yourself.
Damn. You've been wounded, bro.
Oh, I was hardcore. Let me tell you.
Fuck.
Homie don't play. Okay.
You got them walls up, I believe. Fuck Neil Armstrong. He ain't land on that moon.
But
I
I
don't
can
believe that
make you
motherfucker.
laugh. I can make you laugh while I got my wall up. I can just like that's all I want. I want people to be happy.
I'm in agreement with that shit, right? And if our philosophy is right that we make up one person, then we can't afford unhappiness, discord. We can't go around hurting people or letting other people hurt people because it's just like hurting ourselves. If we're one person, I hurt you, it's like chopping off my hand. It's not logical.
Right.
My motivating factor in life should be to find peace and all of that shit, not just for myself, but for everyone else because they are me.
You just remind me of a quote that I read yesterday. Let me look and see if I can find it. Oh goodness. Damn it. Don't know what it is with me, but I'm not very computer savvy.
We're old.
Oh,
That's what that is. Our
I
kids, my
I
kids'
locked myself
kids.
out of my old Google account.
Oh man.
That's how bad I am.
Yeah. How many people I know that have lost their channels and accounts because they can't get back there?
Because I double verified and I never should have done that. I believed them
I
when
got
they said it.
3-step verification, I think.
Hey, I'm on 1 step and they can't force me to go to 2 or 3 step now. Forget it.
Right, right.
That was that's what messed me up. So
I got an iPhone though, so it's
so
the
do I. But
verification shit is usually pretty simple.
well, I have face verification, so I didn't lose everything else. Thank goodness.
Right, that's what I'm saying. iPhone does try to help you with that shit.
Gosh, I'm just
Today, I downloaded an app or something. You just click a button because it uses the facial rec shit. Yeah.
oh, I remember what I'm looking for. It takes me Carlos, fill in for me
Yes.
while I'm looking.
Okay.
Carlos, fan of God.
Yeah. What's up?
I say, are you a fan of God?
Well, I could say yes, I am, but not as much as I don't go to. Haven't been to church in a long time. Like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Mm.
Um, when you say God, when I think of God, I think it looks like me and shoot, I don't. It looks like me and Dory. on the same page that God is more of an energy and things like that. When you see God, what do you say? White dude in the sky with a beard?
No, no. I see. Well, I see somebody. I see a force. Some force in the universe. Some that's beyond of stronger than anything that I could think of. I don't
Uh,
see. I don't.
you believe there's life on other planets?
Could be. Never know. It might. If
Yeah.
how what um how Earth was. How if other planets are because there are Earth like planets have been discovered and could be the same way yeah.
If you think about it in that term, Earth-like planets being discovered, they did a famous mathematical equation. The dude did what are the odds of just life in the universe? And back then, they thought all you needed was to be in that Goldilocks zone because all life needs the sun. So if it's not too hot, too cold, and you got sun, light, then you can have life. And they calculated the amount of planets in the universe, blah blah blah, and it was like I don't know how, but it was absolute that if you're just doing it logically, there would have to be life out there, other life out there. I mean,
Hmm.
the odds are too great. And then since then, they found out that you don't need the sun. There's life at the bottom of the ocean, then pitch black that lives off the energy of heat vents and shit like that. So
Hmm.
that guy would have to redo his calculation, and his numbers would be even greater because he was going by just planets that are in the Goldilocks zone because everything needs the sun. Now that we know that life can exist without the sun and feed off of other things, we'd have to assume that there's 0% chance that there's not life out there, or a statistical 0%
Hmm.
chance that there's not other life besides us.
Hmm.
Oh shit. Carlos, I know buddy looking for something to show us. I'm gonna be in chat. I'm falling asleep. I'm talking to you with my eyes closed.
Okay.
All right, so we'll wrap with you, man.
All right, man.
Later,
All right,
bro.
Joe, thanks for coming by, man.
Okay,
Thank,
Joe. I'm
thank
going to
you, man.
save this quote for another time, maybe on my own channel.
Okay,
All
cool.
right, okay. All right, y'all take it easy.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm so talkative.
Yeah.
Tell me when to stop, Carlos.
Oh, it's well, when you want to, really, just you're you're very I like your talk. You're a very interesting person.
I'm just terrible, though. I tell me when I'm taking over and whatever.
No, 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 it's fine. Yeah, fine, fine. Yeah. Yeah, life in other planets. Well, well, can't say
Well,
there
you're
is
the
life.
alien expert, aren't you?
Not really. No, not really.
No.
Most I I I I I like to read mostly about ghosts, supernatural stuff like
Oh,
that.
oh, okay. Well, that's sort of, I don't know. Is that the same thing?
In some ways, it is. I think. Yeah. Yeah.
Because if ghosts exist, okay, say a ghost exists,
Uh huh.
because I've seen ghosts,
Hmm.
and I'm not a religious person. I have seen them. Uh, why couldn't they go to another planet?
Well, yes. Well, you got a point there. Yeah. Why can they go to another planet? I think it's
If they can float around on Earth here, they should be able to go to another planet.
could be. Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Or there's another thing that just kind of concerned. Why do most people that that say they see UFOs? Most of them, about 90% are white, but you never hear other
Oh, is that
people.
right? I didn't know that See, maybe I thought I was just sheltered and didn't hear stories from other countries.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's true. When I lived in Europe,
yeah,
nobody ever talked about UFO landings.
exactly. Or if you go to Africa, places like those, nobody will talk either about UFO landings.
Yeah,
You
that's
know.
interesting. Where what? And white people came from Europe originally,
Yeah,
but so it's only the white people that came to North America that talk about it.
yeah, exactly. It's well, well, there was a book that came out several years ago, and they were analyzing a lot of those people that they claimed they were abducted by UFOs, and then
Right.
they found out that many of them were big sci-fi fans.
And they wanted to put themselves in the forefront.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
They were
that's
big.
kind of like the Bigfoot people.
Yeah.
You know, they I find them really funny. The big feet.
Oh,
Like
yes.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to be out in those woods. I'd be scared of bears.
Oh, speaking of funny, let me tell you a story about Bigfoot. There's several years ago, my brother hired this guy to work on his. My brother opened a business, rest, I think, an eatery back in, I think it was back in 2009. Uh, he opened he was opening an eatery, and this guy who was doing some, who was doing some construction work in his place and everything. And my brother told me right after he finished the work and everything and gone by and all this stuff, he says, "Well, I'm off to my another job." And my brother told him, "Oh well, are you going to another restaurant to work?" Or, no, no, I'm going to search for Sasquatch. What? He says,
Of course.
"Yeah,
Why
yeah,
didn't you know that?
yeah,
Everybody does that in their spare time, right?
yeah, yeah,
Almost everyone I've ever met has spent time looking for Sasquatch.
yeah." He says, "I'm going to go look for Sasquatch." It's like that. This guy was saying, and I told my brother, "What the what?"
That's funny.
Yeah, the characters. Yeah,
Like, good
yeah.
luck with that.
Well. Here's another funny story that happened to a friend of mine years and years ago. This was in Mexico, and right in the block of my where my aunt, when my cousins asked, they lived there. They still live there now. My cousin, um, he was drinking with his buddies outside the house, chatting, bullshit, all that kind of stuff. And one of the buddies says, "Well, guys, I got to call and I got to go home." And he only lived up just a block away. That was it. And there was a story going around that that there was this mule or donkey that would appear, and this donkey would kick you, and then the donkey would laugh crazy after he or she kicked you, pop, pop. And people were actually afraid of it. I mean, they believed it. I mean, this is a small town, where a lot of people are superstitious and everything. And my friend, that was Oscar. He said, "Well, I gotta go, guys. I'll see you guys." Okay. Cool. He goes home. He goes home. As he reached the corner, right where they have the stop sign, he noticed there's a donkey there, but the donkey wasn't the donkey from the ghost. It was a donkey that somebody owned that was there because back then the town was sort of rural. Now it's different. Now it's has changed. This was back, like, I think in the early '80s or something, or early '80s or late '70s around that time.
Where were we? California or Mexico?
Yeah, it's in Mexico, in
Okay.
Sinaloa, Mexico. Yeah.
Okay.
Sinaloa, where all the cartels had come from. That's where my family's from.
Right.
Yeah, and he was walking by as he reached the next corner towards his house. He saw there was this donkey standing there. He saw it. Since he heard the story about the donkey like that, he got so scared. He ran back to my cousin's house and started knocking the door up. "Come on, let me in, let me in." And tell you, he was so scared.
It was just a donkey.
It was just
That's
a donkey he saw.
funny.
He thought it was a ghost. And he said that uh I don't I don't know, but what I heard that my aunt came out and she gave them some water with sugar. I don't know if that's good or not. Well,
No idea.
no idea either. I don't know. And he said, no, no, no. But when he tells the story, he says, why? Yeah, but he's admitted it. Yeah, but every time everybody hears his story, I mean, you want to just laugh at it. Oh my God.
So I have a couple stories about animals like that.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, the thing is, like if you're a kid or whatever, and you're just alone without any defenses, and you come up to a large animal like a donkey or a
Yeah.
horse, you're going to feel some kind of way about that
Yeah.
naturally. But then if there's all this superstition attached, I mean, I kind of get why you got all freaked out. So, like one time I was driving to my job and I started work at 3 a.m. So I'm driving at 2:30, and somebody's horses got out and they were just walking down the road, and they were big horses. And I felt some kind of way about those horses. Even though I was in a car, you understand? So
Hmm.
I can see how he was feeling that way. So anyway, my girlfriend, when I was 19, I think, I had this friend. She was from Cape Breton Island, and they have a lot of crazy superstitions over there.
Yeah.
And they're mostly coal miners.
Hmm.
And it's also where a lot of the black slaves went when they were
Hmm.
looking for freedom. Through the Underground Railway. So they have
Uh-huh.
like a whole town of people that are all black, and the cops are afraid to go in there, and they literally have their own laws there. And
Hmm.
she was like dating a guy from from that town. She said I was never allowed to go visit his family. So
Hmm.
anyway, we were best friends, and I said, "Why don't we go?" We were living in Ottawa, which is the capital of Canada. I said, "Why
Hmm.
don't we go to British Columbia, to Vancouver, because that's where most of my family is from." And
Hmm.
she said, "Yeah, I have a cousin. I have a cousin there." I said, "Cool, let's go." So we hitchhiked. You know, it's like hitchhiking from New York to Seattle. Like that's how far it is. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
like we're two girls going, whatever, we're just gonna go do something, right? Because that's back in the day, that's how we were raised. We just did what we want. Hard to change
Exactly. Yeah.
it's hard to change your ways. It's
Yeah.
kind of like, I mean, if we were guys, we probably would have jumped on a freight train, you know, you know what I mean, like the hobos did back in the day.
Yeah.
But we're girls, so we were hitchhiking, and I could tell you some stories because it takes a while to get across Canada. And so anyway, we get to Winnipeg, which is prairie. It's all wheat fields and farms and things like that. And I had a friend who lived in Winnipeg, so we got this. Oh, we got this ride. We were like hitchhiking. We got this ride from a UPS truck.
Oh.
We get in the truck and we go, "This is where we're going." And I gave him the address where my girlfriend lived because we used to write letters to each other.
Hmm.
And he goes, "Oh, I know exactly where that is." I said, "You do?" He said, "Yeah, I'll take you right there." He drove us right to her house, the UPS guy.
Oh, okay.
So we get out of the truck, and I'm at my girlfriend's house. We didn't tell her we are coming. We just decided, well, we're here in Winnipeg. Let's see if she's home. And
Ah.
it's her parents' house, but she's home. She's visiting. It's the weekend, so she's visiting her mom for the weekend. And she comes out because she sees us get out of this UPS truck. These two girls, but I had two dogs with me. We had backpacks, like we were like really like hippies. So we
Mhm.
get out of this thing, and she comes out. She goes, "Oh my God." She's like giving me a hug. What's going I said, "Well, I just wanted to come see you because we're on our way to Vancouver." So she's like, "Oh, well, I don't live here anymore. I live with my boyfriend. He has a ranch up on or fiance, right? Up on near Birds Hill Park, and they're
Mhm.
going to have the festival. They have this big folk festival every
Yeah.
year there, and like she goes, you should come up to the ranch and and we'll go to the festival, right? And so we're
Mhm.
like, cool, let's go. Like, we're hippies, man. I didn't smoke marijuana because I'm allergic to it, but I was hippie at heart. I did the hippie heart thing. So we go up to this ranch, and he said we have to feed the animals before we go up to the festival,
Oh.
right? And we're like, cool,
Mhm.
okay. So I'm out there with my two dogs. They're Irish setters. They're beautiful. They're just
Oh,
they're
it's a beautiful
red,
dog, Irish Setter.
and they're just all over these farmers' fields and this ranch, right? And he said, "Oh, don't aren't you worried about your dogs running away?" I said, "That those dogs wouldn't leave me for anything. I just have to say her name and she'll be instantly by my side." He said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, don't let her run." So then we're walking to the barn, and we have to go through this pasture on on the way to the barn. And they have it fenced off so that they have like 4 poles so that a person can walk through it, but the animals can't get through. You see what I'm saying? So you don't have to open the gate.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's beside the gate, but
Mhm.
so you don't have to open the gate every time you go up to the barn. So first my girlfriend that lives on the ranch, she goes up first with her boyfriend, and then second my girlfriend that I'm hitchhiking with, she starts to walk through the pasture, and all of a sudden this Brahma bull starts
Oh my
walking up
God.
her, right? And I'm like, oh, I'm scared. I'm like, oh my God. Now
My
my
God.
girlfriend, who's in the middle of the field now with this Brahma walking up to her, was raised on a farm, so she's terrified. And
Oh, that's horrible.
I could see how terrified she was. And she was at least like, this is a big pasture. So she was maybe 200, 300 yards away from me. She was far.
oh man, that's
Oh, right.
having a bull, man. That's such a scary thing.
Dude, listen, this Brahma bull literally stuck his face right in her face.
Oh wow.
Right now, my dogs are still running around, my two
Yeah.
dogs.
Mhm.
And she's so afraid, she grabs the bull by its horns.
Oh, okay.
So and she's like 5'2" like me. She's a little tiny person, right? So she's holding this bull by the horns. He's got big horns, and he just lifts her body up, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And then he puts her down again, and she let go. And then I saw the bull start, like, you know how they do their front foot before they charge.
Yeah.
So he starts doing this, and I just yelled to my dog, "Go get him!" Right? My dog starts running over there to protect my girlfriend, and it kind of freaks the bull out a little bit, and it gave her enough time to get to the next fence where um the 4 poles are on the other side,
Wow.
and she gets between the 4 poles, but for some I don't she was like frozen, and there's a little stick there, like a pole, like a flagpole,
Mhm.
but it was just wooden. It wasn't like a fancy one you get from Home Depot or anything. It was just like an old stick that was shaped like a fat flagpole.
Mhm.
And she grabbed the stick, and the bull kept putting the horn between the logs there, or between the posts,
Mhm.
and he pushed her back out into the field with his
Oh
horn.
my God.
And I'm like, what in the what? And so, dude, she took this little stick, this little flagpole stick, and
Oh
she
my
put it in
God.
the ground in front of her. And then all of a sudden, the bull just backed away, and
Oh yeah.
he just backed away. And then my friend and her boyfriend, the ranch owner, they came out, and they came and got me and brought me to the barn. And they said, "Well, what's going on?" I said, "Well, explain what happened." And this girl had the stick, and she just stuck it in the ground in front of the bull, and he backed away, and they started laughing. And I'm like, "What are you laughing at?" It's like one of the most terrifying things. I thought I was going to see my girlfriend killed in front of me.
Oh man,
I
that's
really
horrible.
thought that. And they're like, "Oh, that bull is afraid of sticks."
Yeah.
And so I mean, it was just, I don't know. And he was trying to get her. He really was. So, uh,
Oh man, that is horrible
isn't that
experience. I
cra-
mean, a
isn't that
bull.
crazy? Can you
Yeah, man.
imagine if
Yeah,
he had tossed her and, when she had the horns and tossed
yeah,
her, broke all her bones?
yeah. Because bulls are like, I mean, bulls are fat, but they can run. They can.
Like, I don't think he was trying to kill her, but he did not like her.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
He just didn't like her because she
Mhm,
was terrified. I mean, literally, you could see her shaking when the bull was in front of her.
mhm.
She still grabbed it by the horns, though. That's pretty brave. What are you gonna do? Ride it? Oh my gosh, scary. That's so like when you're around a beast,
Mhm.
even though it may be a beast of burden,
Yeah.
they can be scary. Even a donkey,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Donkey can kick you.
yeah, or bite you.
Yeah, bite you. Yeah, true. Oh yeah, bite you. And donkeys have these big teeth. Oh man.
They sure do.
Yeah, big teeth. Yeah, they can bite you. Yeah, a lot of stuff. Yeah, yeah. Donkeys and also some wild boar you have, and you have these. Oh man, even goats can attack you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got butted in the behind by a goat once.
Oh man.
He almost sent me flying, but not quite. It was a
Yeah.
little goat. It wasn't a
Uh,
big goat,
oh, that's
but he like ran up from behind and butted me right in my butt cheek. I was
oh
like,
my
"Oh
god.
my God, what are
Yeah,
you
that's.
doing?"
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, that's pretty painful. Imagine that.
It actually wasn't
Wasn't
too
that
bad.
painful?
I'm not afraid of animals,
Yeah.
so I usually have pretty good experiences with them.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a fluke. I was like, "Really? You gonna butt me? Why?"
Exactly. Well, animals, animals are very fun to have around. That's a good thing. If you have a dog, if you have like a cat, or
Yeah, cats.
mm, mm.
Cats are,
So,
I have all these kitten videos on
oh,
my old channel that I got
oh,
locked
that's
out of.
oh, that's
You can
cool.
still go over and look at them. People can go over. My channel's not gone.
Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah, I've subscribed to that. You remember talking?
Right. It's not gone. It's still there. I have one video that's unlisted, and that was the first live that I ever did. And I had Mike on panel with me, and we
Mm-hmm.
said some embarrassing things.
Ah, yeah, Mike's
So,
embarrassing.
well, they weren't too bad, but I thought I would hide it and then have Mike and I do a live and go over it together. Like, what did we do wrong here? How did we get to this place, right? But now I can't even see that video because I can't type in that chat. I can't,
Ah,
like I should have made Mike an administrator
mm-hmm.
because then he could still get in there and unhide it, and then I could put it on this channel.
Oh, okay.
But I can't unhide it. So it was
Mhm.
like my very first live too.
Yeah. Oh, God.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, now I lost that one because I hid it. Oh well.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Life. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of lives. People. Sometimes you know. Yeah. Sometimes you know. People. Get their channel struck by YouTube doesn't like what it sees, and some people get an appeal because they don't like. I mean, they get an appeal because well, a lot of times YouTube is it does it does it just for fun. I don't know.
Right. Well, we didn't really say anything bad, but it was just kind of like the way, like when you're not used to going live,
Hmm.
you, and joke. I'm a bit of a joker. I'll admit
Hmm. Yeah.
it. So when you're joking around about something could get, and it wasn't like anything racist or none of that, right? But it was
Uh-huh.
just like just kind of like, oh, like he's calling me out on my channel, and I'm like trying to call him out on my chat. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And we're like, so we're embarrassing each other, and
Oh, okay.
right. So it
Mhm,
wasn't like I could get in trouble for anything that we had said.
mhm.
It's just like you embarrass me. I'm supposed to embarrass you, right?
Yeah.
So, because that's our relationship. That's how we get along.
Oh,
We
yeah,
like
cool.
to give each other secondhand embarrassment.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
What
yeah,
to lighten up the what's going on in some of the chats or some of the what it's you see people going ballistic over something that to me is like nothing. Why are they so upset? I don't even know why they're so
yeah.
upset.
That's what I do when I go to Evil Abe. I don't know if you know who Evil Abe is.
I've been on Evil Abe's panel.
Oh, you've been? Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and he kicked me off too. During
Oh,
the Diane stuff. He was so anti Diane, it was ridiculous.
oh. So that was about a year ago when they had that.
Yeah, and then I saw him in Matt Julia's channel,
Uh
and
huh.
I said, "Are you still mad at me?" And he didn't even remember. He was probably drunk, you know.
Yeah. I
So
troll him every time. I don't troll, but I just kind of roast him on chat all the time.
we were talking about pets, and I got booted off. And poor Julia was up there with me, and she was like trying to protect me. And
Oh,
Fod
okay.
came along and started like saying something to me, and I was like, "Fod, I'm still mad." And I hadn't like I'd been to Fod's channel
Uh
and
huh.
lurked over there, but I'd never chatted in her channel ever because
Hmm.
everybody was so against her. So I, I said, you did say something, you did do something that made me mad once, and she apologized. So then I
Hmm.
started going over and actually chatting, and
Yeah.
now Mike is. I don't know if you saw Mike's going to do a live.
Uh, Not really, but I look forward to it. Yeah.
Well, I think it's on Saturday. He's going to do a live, and
Hmm.
it's going to be about FOD.
Oh,
There's
okay. I'll
some
check
kind of
that out.
FOD sighting in Save Robbie's channel,
Oh, okay.
right?
I
So
heard about something like that. I heard somebody said something that they saw fraud on Bobby's channel. Yeah.
yeah, so he's going to do this live, and I'm like, yeah, we need to get FOD back. There's a problem when somebody like that is treated so badly, and all the crap that we see that goes on around here is like so much worse than anything that he's ever
Gosh.
done.
I
It
mean, I
just,
kind of miss her lives. I mean, they were always fun at night. Gosh, she didn't.
yeah, it's like here you and I and Joe Cool, we're up here talking, but we
Yeah.
don't have the audience that FOD had. FOD had the
Yeah.
audience because he was so controversial. So even though people said they didn't they didn't like him, they were all watching him, you know.
Yeah.
So, but we're not controversial enough.
No, no, no.
We're too happy go lucky. People are like, oh yeah, if we go over there, it's just gonna be nothing but fun.
Mhm.
Why do we want to do that? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe there's a good reason for that. I don't know.
No, I mean, it was actually fun. The chats were, at night, they were
Oh, really fun.
really fun at night.
Okay. Oh, I wanted to say something about the whole Molly Golightly thing. Like, what's your opinion on her so-called mini stroke?
Oh, I kind of heard about that. Mini stroke?
Like,
Oh, man.
honestly, if she had a mini stroke, she wouldn't have been able to talk.
No, she wouldn't be able to talk. She'll be recovering, taking a rest for the man.
If she wouldn't be able to talk and say, uh, uh, Adrian J. Kelf, or whatever she was saying. Like, also, she gets online 10 minutes or 20 minutes later saying she's just fine, snapped out of it, drives herself to the emergency room. And now, like, I think it was today or maybe yesterday, she's
Mhm.
all haughty about it. Like, how would you feel if that really happened to me? And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, but it didn't. How would you feel if I made up a story about me having a stroke and I'm 66 and then I never come back and you feel guilty and on my way out I'm saying it was you that caused it? Like, really, lady? You think we're all this
Oh,
naive? nobody wants anything to happen to you.
No, exactly. I mean,
But
it's
what we do want is for us to be able to laugh about the antics that you pull, because they are antics.
oh
And
yeah,
even if you have, you know, medical problems, these are still antics. Come on, give
yeah,
me a break. Are you kidding me? Did she
yeah.
think we all have
Medical.
the biggest dumb heads in the world? No, that's her chat. The ones that
Yeah,
chat in her chat are like that. They all believed it. Oh, yes, that was believable. I'm sorry,
yeah,
but I stopped chatting over there years ago because her chatters just got dumber and dumber. Sorry.
yeah. I mean, I only been there a couple of times in her side chat. I never been nothing like that. I stopped going there ever since she had that video where but where she invited her I think her son's friend or something. Remember? Well,
That was awful.
oh my god.
I'm like, who would ever let any of their children around that woman? I sure wouldn't let mine.
No, me either. I wouldn't. Yeah, man.
And
Fucking.
she
It's
and she talks about these kids, okay,
mhm.
like they're not being taken care of. That's a lie. You know what I mean? But
Exactly.
she's talking about these kids that their families literally are not feeding them. They're like living in squalor. Dude, what is wrong with you? Why? Well, she's out there acting like nobody can take care of a kid other than her, and she doesn't look
Man.
after a kid at all. Oh my gosh, she just makes me.
Oh my god. Me too. I
And
saw. Mhm.
I'm not even mad at her about the money she makes. I hope she makes a gazillion dollars and
Yeah.
makes herself happy that way.
Yeah.
But like, dude, if we can't laugh at you, what the heck are you here for? To be mad
Exactly.
at us? Oh, really? We're the
Exactly. Yeah.
bad ones?
True.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I remember one time. This was about a year ago. It was on. It was on Steph's live stream. This is just before Steph got in trouble. The speak on her. She had a video about it go lightly. She went off on somebody. I don't know. She was mad at some other woman or something. She started throwing things around like a cup and everything. This.
Who Molly did?
Yes. Hmm.
Throwing them at who? At her computer?
It was on. It was in a live stream on a computer. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, she wasn't out in public throwing things.
No, no. It was actually in her computer
So
in her
she's
house.
like, she's tearing apart her own house because
Yeah.
she's upset at somebody else on the internet.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it was.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's all do that. Let's
Hmm.
let her lead by example. Let's all do this.
Yeah.
Let's all copy what she does because she's right about everything. Good idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry. I just don't. It's not that I don't have time for these people because I do like to laugh. I do.
Yeah.
If it weren't for them, I wouldn't have had half the laughs I've had in the last 3 years of the pandemic.
Mhm. Well, look at that guy, Rich Lab. A lot of people hate him, but I find him really funny.
I actually, I've only seen him a couple. Isn't he the one that dated? Was it Lisa?
Yeah, Lisa Lynn.
I only saw him one time, and he was live with her
Yeah.
together. That was the only time I seen him.
Mhm,
That
mhm.
was pretty funny though.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
They were like fighting at the time. They
yeah,
were on the verge of a breakup at
yeah,
that
yeah.
time. So I was like, well, for me, it was a little bit too personal. I was like, man, or maybe I won't follow this through. I'll probably hear about it later anyway.
Yeah.
So, so I kind of didn't want to. What was that on Abe's panel?
No, I think when they fought this about twice, I think that was on G Mango's panel.
Oh, maybe, yeah,
Yeah,
maybe it was there because yeah, back in the day, you could go anywhere,
yeah,
and people didn't get mad at you for being in somebody's chat.
exactly. Well, I remember one time. I was in a well, I was watching this live stream from another community, and there's this woman that I know. Actually, she's one of my she's modded here. She once in a while she will come here. Oh my God, this man who used to be over at the over with Andrew and everything, and this woman also used to be there. They were like they were attacking her, telling her things, all because she was friends with a guy they hate. God,
Oh, look. Do you remember this? And this happened. I was not a person that hung out at G Mango's. I would go in there once in a blue moon, but I went in there one time. And do you remember Michelle K?
yeah, oh yeah, sure, oh yeah,
Look, there's another Michelle K out there now, and I almost mistook her for the one that used to hang out at G Mango's. And then I saw her picture and I was like, oh, or I saw her in a live and I thought, oh, that's not even the same person. So you remember the Michelle K that I remember that used to go to Fods and G
mm.
Mango's. You remember her, right?
I do remember her, but I remember mostly the one who's kind of crazy, loony. I think.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh,
There's
that's
a,
the one.
yeah, the one that I saw recently is not the same Michelle K. And I thought, oh, if she only knew. There's this other Michelle K that's like a
Uh,
Looney Tune. She would change her name, but it turned out it wasn't the same one because I was side eyeing her, but whatever. So anyway, they convinced her on she hates noodles, right?
yeah,
And she literally met him in person.
yeah, that's her. Yeah, that's the one we
Yeah.
seen.
And she like they were talking. He was in his car, and she was talking to him outside of his car. I
Yeah.
don't know if he was live streaming or if he was how that was. Don't remember how that all worked, but I remember that on Gmail they like somebody. I don't know if it was Evil Abe or somebody hatched. Were trying to hatch a plot to murder Noodles, and she was going along with it.
Uh,
Do you remember that?
I don't remember that, but I don't doubt it. I mean, I
That
don't doubt it
was
because this woman's been a
probably the craziest thing I've ever seen on
yeah.
her YouTube. What she really believed that they were gonna put a contract out on this guy, and she was going
Wow.
along with it, and she was agreeing with it and going, "Yep, yeah, good, yep," whatever. I don't remember, but that's something that people need to see. Oh my gosh. If you're
Again.
gonna bring back some member berries, that's a member berry
Hmm.
that should not be forgotten.
Hmm.
Michelle K.
Yeah, she's still around. She hangs out over there with Anderson, that crazy guy, and
Right.
she's over there with those guys with Anderson. But well, about a week ago or something, I don't know, or 2 weeks ago, she was on Lisa Lynn's side chat.
Oh, she was.
Yeah,
So
she
she
was.
has her favorites. She likes those kind of controversial types of people
Yeah. Oh
that
yeah, she.
think a little differently than the rest of us.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's how people are. Some of them like to go where there's controversy or everything because they find it more fun.
Well, but I think like with a person like Michelle K, she feels like she fits in a little bit
Yeah, 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 could be, yeah, yeah.
because if you're gonna get her on a panel, I don't know if she goes on panels anymore.
She was on. She was. I saw her several days ago on a panel. Oh, I think it was on Noodles because she goes there sometimes.
Even though they hate each other, he lets her on
Ex-
panel.
exactly. Yeah.
Right. So she feels like she fits in because
Yeah.
you see what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah. I
Like,
know.
would you have her on panel?
Nope.
You wouldn't?
Nope. I wouldn't have a lot of people on panel. I wouldn't have that crazy guy Alpo.
Oh, right, him? No, me
I
either.
wouldn't. Me neither. No, no. He's just.
Like when I saw Joe Cool in the audience, I was like, yeah, I can talk to this guy, no
Yeah,
problem.
yeah. Joe Cool's dope. Yeah, Joe Cool's cool. Yeah, I like Joe Cool. Yeah, he's one of the few people from that community that I like. Few people that I know over there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think like for a person like him, he doesn't necessarily fit in with them. He's kind of like the voice of reason when they need one.
exactly. Yes, that's true. Well, because Joe Cool represents a community, one A, which is a cop watching, a cop auditors. Okay, and a lot of the people over there are what they call them, are what cop watchers call them. They're bootlickers. They call them.
Bootlickers.
Yeah, yeah.
Whose boots are they licking? If it
The
ain't mine, I
cops.
don't care, right?
Not much. They call them that. The cops.
They're not licking
And
my boots. I don't care who they're licking.
yeah, yeah, and Joku goes over there, even though a lot of them, don't, I mean, there's people, a lot of them, there's people right there who don't even like him, who are over there, but he goes anywhere. He goes everywhere where he like that. He doesn't care.
Right, right. Nobody's gonna mess with that guy.
Exactly. Exactly. He goes
Why?
everywhere.
Why would they? Right?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And and yeah, because that's how that's over, over there. There's a mix of people. Some of them are 1A, and some of them are not 1A. They support the cops and everything like that, and some of them are more like 1A like that. They're different. There was a guy who got who's in jail now for threatening a judge. He's out of Colorado. He used to say, his name was Eric Brandt. That was his name. He was a really, really controversial guy. Oh my god. He would dox people, houses, and everything. And he did this on his in his channel, and he put videos about how he do it on live. Well, it because there was this
Oh, he was
incident.
kind of like Brian St. John does.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, like that. He would dox. Okay, what happened with this guy? There was this incident that happened in with this cop watcher named they call his name was Blind Justice because he's blind and he goes by the name of Blind Justice. Well, in this town, he was out protesting and he said Happy the Constitution Day and everything. And some of the locals there didn't like him. They tore down his sign. They even pushed him and everything. This is a blind man who was
Yeah.
in the military and everything, all that kind of stuff. And his friends, they came in and uh, like a protest there in that town, Madison, Wisconsin. No, Madison, North Carolina, actually. And the locals there, they back, uh, the cops. Oh my God, it was hilarious. I mean, it was
That's wild.
yeah, it was wild with it. But it
The
was just
blind
hilarious.
Alex. What's his name? Alex.
Who?
Uh, the conspiracy guy, Alex.
Alex. Can't say if I have.
That had a big channel.
Hmm.
He's from Austin, Texas. Alex.
Pásale,
What?
pasa. Oh no, excuse me. It's a second.
Oh, okay.
Somebody's like, oh. I think somebody was knocking on my door, but I don't think so. Yeah, Alex.
I can't remember his last name. It's crazy. I'm old. Um, he's kind of political. He would do stuff like that, but he was very conspiracy. He didn't believe in 9/11. He didn't believe in Sandy Hook. He didn't. Alex Jones.
Oh, wait a minute.
You remember Alex Jones?
I think I do. Didn't he go? Didn't he used to go in Carla's stream?
No, 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 no. This guy is big. He had a big channel. It looked like he was running a television studio.
Oh no, I can't say if I have
But yeah,
because
he would pull stunts like that on the street, you know.
because Brian St. John used to say stuff like that, like he didn't believe in Sandy Hook and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he's probably a follower of Alex
Yeah,
Jones.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I
yeah. That's what he.
I had a thought a little bit earlier when you were talking. I kind of escaped me now.
Yeah,
God, how people are on the internet. Just
man.
oh, what? I'm too old for this, Carlos.
Yeah, yeah. I can say that. Yeah. Well, I'm pushing. I'm 55. I'll be 56 in December.
Man, I still worked for a living back then,
Yeah, yeah. There's people that still work for a living older than you still do.
right?
Yeah,
Who am I to take a job away from a young person?
yeah.
Wait a minute. Young people don't work any these days, do they?
Not that I know of. I guess so. Yeah,
Right? You know, no, they need to go to school.
yeah,
They need to become professors.
yeah. True.
Yep,
Like
spend
that.
all their money, go
Yeah,
into debt. That's a good idea.
yeah, yeah. Student loan and all that kind of stuff.
Uh, they need something in people's thinking needs to change.
Yeah.
You know, like when I was a kid, nobody wanted to work at the gas station
No.
because that's what got robbed the most was gas stations.
Yeah.
So nobody wanted to work at the gas station because somebody might come in and rob you.
Oh, okay.
You know, it was kind of a scary job. So
Mm.
that's why a lot of young people would work at, McDonald's or KFC or,
Yeah.
these other, even though they got paid less money, they would rather work there than be alone in a gas station with a guy with a gun shows up.
Yeah. Well, especially at night, when they have that.
Right. So now nobody wants to work at all.
Exactly. I knew of a guy who used to work at 7-Eleven graveyard shift, and he told me he got robbed about 3 times.
Right. Like it's fine if you get robbed, but if you don't know what to do when you're being robbed, you could be in a dangerous situation.
Exactly.
And there could be other people in the store that could get hurt and you're going to feel responsible, whatever happens. It's it is kind of a scary situation when
Exactly. Yeah.
when you're put, especially like when I lived down in Texas, I used to buy my cigarettes at the gas station and they had a little booth
hmm
right by the gas pumps and they would just
Yeah.
slide this window open and sell you cigarettes there. But this person is like alone by themselves in this little tiny cage.
hmm
Like that's kind of a scary job too.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It is a scary job.
I mean, everything's on film, but if you're dead, you're dead.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. People. Yeah. People. They get robbed places. Night shift. Places that work. Like some people don't like even to work at night shift, especially. That's where they get robbed. Our places.
Right. Except if you're like I worked in the casino, so I worked graveyard.
hmm
I was dealing cards. So
Oh. Oh. Cool. Yeah.
yeah, I did that for 17 years.
hmm Where in Canada?
I did 4 years in Canada.
hmm
I did 4 years in Seattle,
Oh, okay.
and then I went to Louisiana.
Mm.
So
Yeah, dealing. Yeah, well, it's interesting. Yeah, Yeah, well, I haven't been to a casino in years. I mean,
Yeah, I live in Las Vegas, and I was in the casino 2 weeks ago, but I don't gamble.
mm,
So
yeah.
I was in
Well,
there because my kids were visiting from LA,
okay. So
and
you're
they
the
got
so oh Vegas you live in. Okay.
yeah, they came and they got a because Circus
Yeah.
is child oriented,
Oh yes, true. Yeah.
and they had their my 2-year-old grandson with them. So
Hmm.
the rooms at Circus are really cheap right now.
Yeah, especially during the weekdays, and especially this time of year when it's very hot, 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 and everything.
Yeah, so we
And
we
people,
we stayed there at the casino. It was a little
yeah.
stressful for me because I have a lot of allergies and I couldn't breathe in the inside of the casino. And the room was okay because you could actually open the window a little bit, like maybe 3 inches.
Hmm.
A lot of the casinos don't, you can't open the windows at all.
No, you
So you're
can't.
stuck with that air, whatever they're pumping in, you're stuck with it. But yeah, the window was, I could open it and so we would leave the window open at night when I was sleeping.
Well, it's like when you're at a party, with a big party, and sometimes it's a lot of people. It's gonna feel stuffy sometimes. So,
God, I don't remember the last time I went to a party.
mm,
It wasn't like a little kid's birthday party. Oh my gosh.
mm.
I used to go to parties back in the 70s.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
My parents used to have parties at their house in the 70s.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. Their parties, people would get so drunk at their parties because that's their generation. They drink heavy. The generation before me,
Yeah,
the madmen of America.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. My,
Yeah,
yeah, my father.
the two martini lunch.
Yeah, he drank, but he didn't. He drank, but he stopped drinking when he was about when I was around when I was born at the time now
Oh,
because he
you're
got sick.
lucky then. You're
Yeah, he
lucky.
got sick. He never drank before that. He never drank or even smoke nothing. No, none. Not no, my parents. None of them drank. My mother, well, she just had a one drink or so, but she never got stronger than But we were the ones that first started drinking.
Right, because your family didn't. And like my family, everybody drank except for me,
Yeah.
but I'd still drink. It's just that, like, when I had kids, I didn't want alcohol in my house because I saw what happened
Mhm.
at my
Yeah.
parents' house. So if I had a party, it would be no alcohol.
Oh, that
And
sounds like the house. Yeah.
I would tell my friends, because a lot of people smoke pot or whatever. I tell them, I don't care what you do. You can go outside and smoke a J. I'm not against you being high or drunk. I just don't want my kids seeing what caused you to behave the way, you know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I
Like,
understand.
I'm
Yeah.
not against people getting drunk or high. It's not that. It's just I didn't want my kids to see that what causes the problem, because then they
Mhm.
think they can grow up and create their own problems that
Mhm.
way, you know?
Yeah, true. Yeah, when I was growing, my mother always used to say uh when she went to a party, she always complained, "Oh my God, there's a lot of drunkens all over." And you say there's a lot of drunks everywhere coming around. Don't go
Yeah.
to that party, a lot of drunks.
Well, what I found, like, I used to go to my friends' kids' birthdays, and especially when the kids are really little, it's
Yeah,
more of an adult party
yeah.
than it is a kid's party. So I go over there, and they'd have all their relatives over because it's little so and so's first birthday. So they invite all the relatives
Hmm.
that don't normally hang out together. And then they all get drunk and start fist fighting in the living room,
Oh my God,
you
I
know,
seen those kind of parties.
right? So I
Yeah,
just didn't want that happening at my house. so I wouldn't allow alcohol because it wouldn't. They wouldn't be like that until they got real drunk, and then they'd start remembering stuff.
Yeah, I can imagine that. I mean, it's sure, yeah, because I come from the town where my grandma was born in Mexico. The same town where I was telling you about the donkey. Well, that town is a very, very a drinking town. Oh man, people just love their beer there. They love their beer, and they say and they go over there because I can drink there more than I can drink here. Boom, boom.
Right. I won't be noticed if I get drunk because there's going to be drunker people over there.
Exactly. Because a friend of mine, check this out. A friend of mine, he was here. He was living here. When he went to go visit back to Mexico from LA, he was used to live in LA back then. I think he was only about 3 years since he left home, and he was excited to go back home. He got in, and he started just drinking every day, every day, every day. Oh my God! Until he just collapsed and fell like a statue. He got alcohol poisoning for drinking all the time, almost every day.
So did he die from alcohol?
No, no, no,
He survived it. But how does his brain function?
no. He survived it.
No,
Everything.
but I knew a kid when he got alcohol poisoning when he was 12, and it
Yeah.
caused brain damage.
Oh no. Well, yeah. Well, I don't think it. I don't think it. Well, he survived. I don't think he had brain damage or anything like that.
Maybe
But
he
he
didn't.
actually. But a year ago or so. No, no. Wait a minute. Yeah, yeah. A year ago, around like it's almost now. I think it was August something. He passed away.
Okay.
He was about my age in a way in an age group, but he
Well,
was.
that's pretty young to be passing
Yeah,
away.
yeah, yeah. He passed away. Really, just sad when I heard about it. What the? This is a guy I knew since I was a kid. I was about 10 years old, and he
Yeah,
passed
like I
away.
think if I was a heavy drinker, because I didn't drink for a long time. I drink a
Yeah,
little bit now, but not that much. But if I had been a drinker, I would already be dead because I'm already having like little issues that would have been huge issues if I'd been drinking alcohol all these
yeah,
years.
exactly. Yeah, true. Yeah, yeah, I believe that. Yeah, yeah, because there was a singer in Mexico, an iconic singer who died like I think it was in the mid-90s. She was around the same age you are right now, and they say that she died because she was a heavy drinker for a long time.
Right.
She had these medical issues,
My
and
sister is a very heavy drinker, and she's about, I'm going to say she's like 8 or 9 years younger than me.
hmm
And I'm going to say like maybe 4 or 5 years ago,
hmm
when she was just like 50-ish, like a little younger than you,
yeah.
um, she had kidney failure, and it was from really heavy drinking.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
that happens.
she's probably needs an organ transplant, but
Oh my God.
she's probably not going to get one because she has a history of alcohol,
Oh yeah, that happens. That happened to a
right?
friend of mine also.
If it happens to me at my
Yeah,
age, I have a better chance, even though I'm 66.
yeah.
I have a better chance of getting an organ from somebody because I don't have a history of alcohol.
hmm
Like
Well,
they would be able to tell that the failure wasn't caused by alcohol. With her, they could
exactly.
tell, right?
hmm Right. I stopped drinking. I haven't had a drink since 2017.
Well, good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I used to
I
get
guess you
drunk
miss
from
it though sometimes, right?
what?
I guess you miss it sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes I miss it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm okay. I'm okay.
But
I'm
yeah, you
glad
have to like look take the high road. Sometimes you
yeah.
can't always have what you want.
I don't crave it. I don't see. Oh, I want a beer. No, nothing. I don't crave it, and I don't want to crave it anymore because oh my God, the good thing is it is. Oh my God, those hangovers.
I never had a hangover
Oh man.
ever. And when I was young, I used to drink, quite a bit. I never got a hangover ever. So that's the problem in my family. That's why they're such heavy drinkers,
Hmm.
is because they don't suffer those severe after effects.
Hmm. Yeah.
So like for me to quit drinking, I just had to make a conscious decision and say, well, if I do this for this many years, it'll probably cause this. So I probably shouldn't do it.
Hmm.
But I didn't have like adverse side effects from it. I didn't feel, I didn't get drunk really fast. I didn't get into fights, didn't put me in a bad mood, none of that. Like, I didn't have any problems with alcohol, but I just knew that it probably wouldn't be good for me in the long run to just
Hmm.
drink heavily. It just wouldn't be.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, 'cause- yeah. Mhm, yeah. So my dad stopped drinking when he was about 40. That's when he. That's what that was around when I was born at the time. And the doctors told him because you couldn't you if you drink more you're gonna die. They told him, and he stopped drinking. Yeah,
So that's good though, you know,
yeah,
especially, think about it. Like, this is not very common, but he probably quit drinking for you.
yeah.
And it's not very common that an alcoholic can quit drinking for any family member, even a
Hmm.
baby, you know. Usually they
Hmm.
have to do it for themselves. So he must have loved you a lot to do that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it was deep for him.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's true. Yeah, yeah, and yeah. Mhm. And when I started drinking the teenager, he hated that. He would. Oh my God, I had to get away from him or something like that. He just didn't like that. He was
Oh,
a
when you
strict
saw
man.
him drinking?
No, no, no. If he would have seen me drinking when I was a teenager, he would have belt
Oh,
me like that. But he never saw me. But when he did saw me, he would,
you get your
start
ass
telling, yeah,
kicked.
yell at me like that. Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Like he
So
didn't want it. Yeah,
you
he
had to
didn't want it.
secretly drink.
Well, he didn't want his children to start drinking like he was.
Right.
That's.
But I came from a family where they fed us alcohol from a young age.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah,
horrible.
like literally, my first alcohol I ever drank, I was 6 years old.
Oh my God.
And we drank wine at the table for dinner.
Oh my God.
I
Oh
know,
my God.
right? Like, I grew up like that. It was
Oh
so
God.
accepted.
Oh my
And
God.
so it's kind of a miracle that I didn't end up an alcoholic.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine? You know, in my parents' head, they thought, oh, I just let them have a glass of wine at dinner time and then they'll just go to sleep,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
I,
My grandpa. Mhm.
I was gonna say that when we were younger, they didn't do it every day because they probably couldn't afford to feed us alcohol every day.
Mhm.
But when they got older and they had making more money and stuff, they had so much liquor, and they were like, we would come home from the movies. My brother and I, we'd go to the movies with our friends.
Mhm.
We'd come home at 11, 12. They'd be partying with their friends, getting wasted, and like asking us to have drinks with them
Oh
when we
my
were like
God.
14 and 15 years
Oh
old.
God.
Yeah, they're like still partying. Like, okay, mom, we have to. You guys are embarrassing.
Oh my God. So that figures. There's a guy, a YouTuber who goes live. I don't know if you heard of him, but he's from Canada. His name is White Tupac. Actually, he was here in my chat. If you see his name,
I've
he
heard
was
of him.
actually.
I've never
Yeah.
seen him.
Well, he drinks on his live streams like that all the time.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, he drinks. And sometimes he gets drunk. Mm.
Well, there's some people that drink on their live streams, but
Yeah,
they don't show that they're drinking. Like, for
yeah,
instance, like people Abe, he will drink and he'll tell you when he's drinking.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You don't see him drink because he doesn't go on camera.
No, no.
But there's other people that drink all the time and are always drunk, on
Yeah.
every live that they go to, and you never see them drinking alcohol ever.
Oh yeah.
You know what
You
I
know
mean?
that.
What does that tell you about them?
Oh man.
Why are they hiding it?
I don't know. Maybe they're embarrassed or something. I guess.
I, it's beyond me. I have no idea.
Me and you,
Like,
to be honest. Yeah.
if I had a drink on a live stream, I would let people know I'm having
Me too.
some alcohol right now.
You know,
Kind of
there's
like
this.
Savage, you know, she doesn't drink all the time, but she got drunk a couple times on a live.
Yeah. Man. You know, there's this lady, but she's not a YouTuber, but she goes on live streams all the time. She's out of Michigan. She's from she hangs over there with goes on Andrew streams over there.
Okay.
They call her. She goes by the name of No Name No Name. That's her avatar name. No Name No Name. She would drink. She would just start. She would just drink. If she's not drinking, she's stoned twice. One day.
So, you know, there's people that they don't want to drink unless they have company.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they'll go to a live stream just so they can have more fun drinking.
Yeah, well, every time she goes, she drinks. She likes. I think her favorite choice of alcohol is vodka because she has strength.
Oh, that
And
vodka stuff is harsh. I don't
yeah.
like it.
Hmm. And she drinks that sometimes, or sometimes she's stoned, which is she smokes a dope pipe.
Yeah, I don't understand the whole marijuana thing. Why it's so popular. I just never got it.
Well, me too. Me neither. My mother always told me not to smoke marijuana. Parents were very strict when it comes to marijuana. My mother had a talk with me back when I was in high school. Something a really serious talk. One time. One time we were driving toward to the mall, and she was telling me that but do you do that again? And she had a serious talk with me said that time
Well,
about
you know,
drugs and everything.
when it has become legal in so many cities now, I remember when it became legal here, and
Hmm.
I'm talking recreational legal, not medicinal,
Hmm.
right? When it became legal here, it was recreational.
Hmm.
And I went to the library and I was waiting for it to open. And there
Hmm.
was a few people waiting outside, and there was this teenage girl, and she was talking about marijuana. And I said, so you like enjoy getting high on marijuana? And she says, yeah, I'm really into weed. And I said, do you know that if you are driving a vehicle, you can uh, get a DUI for smoking
Yeah.
marijuana? And
Yeah.
she didn't know that. Like now that it's legal everywhere, people need to educate these teenagers because like back in the day, the majority of people that would die in car crashes were teenagers that were drinking.
Exactly. I remember
And
that.
now it's going to be kids on marijuana I and
Hmm.
driving. Like they don't educate the kids about
Hmm.
the problems.
Hmm.
So I was like, so you really can't be driving a car when you're getting high. You know that, right?
No, you can't.
She's
No,
like, no, I didn't know that.
no, you can't be driving. You can't be driving a car if you're stoned or anything, or you're
Or
under
even
some.
if you're taking prescription drugs, it says right on there.
Exactly. Some prescriptions don't say that too. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Marijuana. I mean, there's people. I mean, it's just how people are. I mean, kids, who smoke. I mean, who.
Well, that
I
was
mean,
part of the reason why when my kids were little, I didn't drink or do any of that stuff because I always felt like there should be at least one adult available to drive them somewhere if something happens.
exactly. Yeah.
So I picked myself because I knew
Hmm.
I couldn't count on any of my friends. You know, they'd be. I mean, I had friends that never got driver's licenses because they were high every day.
Hmm.
They couldn't even go to to the get their license because they were so busy getting high.
Oh, I can imagine that.
No, seriously, I'm from Canada.
Yeah.
That's a thing up there. It was a thing up there way before it was a thing down here.
Mhm. So Canada is legal or like here?
Yeah, it's legal.
Yeah.
I remember back in the 70s, they did I lived in Ottawa, Ontario, which was the
Mm-hmm.
capital, and they had a place there called the Experimental Farm,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm talking early 70s.
Mm-hmm.
So they grew marijuana at the Experimental Farm because they do studies on everything. So one day I'm watching TV late at night with my friend,
Mm-hmm.
and they have this live broadcast, and they're talking about marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all interested. We're teenagers, so we're interested watching this. So they said we're going to do an experiment live on television, and we have 5 volunteers, and they're all going to smoke marijuana, and we're going to let them smoke, and then we're going to talk to them, ask them questions, and this is what they did. So they give, and this is marijuana that was grown on the experimental farm, so it was like the finest bud that you could get, I suppose. So they give these kids, because they're all teenagers, and they're filming them, and we watch them smoke a joint, a whole joint, each of them smoke one each. And then 10 minutes later, they're questioning them, and they can still talk. Well, dude, after like the 3rd joint, they were like crazed, like mad,
Oh.
It's like, why are they not showing that everywhere to show what happens to people when they smoke, marijuana? Do you seem rational now?
No, no,
Does anything make sense? No.
no.
So people that say have you heard people around here, around this drama community,
Yeah.
saying marijuana is not a drug? It's a drug. Come on.
No, it is a drug. Yeah, it is a drug.
That's silly. These people are silly.
Yeah, it is a drug. And I'm gonna have to go back in because I gotta go to sleep now. But
Yeah,
tomorrow,
sure.
tomorrow I'm gonna go live at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We can continue.
11:21. Time for the old folks to take a nap.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, this was
Thanks
fun.
for coming,
Talk to
Dory.
you later. Bye.
Talk to you later. Thanks for coming. Bye.